Beep boop ba boop ba boop ba boop boop.
Now.
I don't know. We'll find out. I think it's like a, I don't know, 5 second delay, something like that.
It's definitely getting the...
Ah, you can
Yay.
hear us now.
Success.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
Yay. Sorry, guys. First time.
Yeah, you've never done this before. Talon, thank you so
We're
much. And
nervous.
Doss, thank you guys for letting us know that you couldn't hear us. Welcome to Adventures in Alberon, our 5th edition D&D campaign. Joining me, as I already said, as always, Matt, Miles, Ali, and Tina. It is a new year. Welcome back. A couple of announcements to get started, although I've read about half of these already. The website, yeah, I know. The website has been redesigned for a unquantifiable number of time. It now encompasses Mosaic Team 5, a second stream, or a second campaign, which is going to be starting in February. It features a couple of people that you've seen before, Olive, Ari, Dan. We're going to introduce some other people. Connor, you guys have not met, you know Matt. So it should be very interesting. It's science fiction. It is a space opera western, very much set in the style of Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy boot pants?
Yeah, cowboy boot pants. We have Wes, who 1000 Take Wonder, or Arcane Anthems, who did our theme song that you're listening to right now, is going to be returning to us with another theme song. We have an all-new overlay and all that kind of stuff. That will be coming in February, and it's going to be Thursday nights. So back-to-back, Thursday night Starfinder, and then Friday nights Dungeons & Dragons. This will not at all be overwhelming for me, and I'm sure we'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. Also, Instagram and Twitter, at Alberon RPG. Instagram is a great place to look for some of the maps that we have. You can actually see the battle map kind of up right now. Let me put us onto just a little close-up for you. Boop. So you can see, you know, we have battle maps like this. You see our little treant friend looming over Akka. It's hard to see on camera. It's a lot easier when you go to at Alberon RPG on Instagram. Typically there's where we're going to have all that kind of stuff posted so you can see it close up. Twitter is just a much easier way to see if anything is happening, if we're running 5 minutes late, if the sound isn't working. That's a little bit easier for us to see on Twitter. So thank you guys again for hanging out. February Starfinder. Over the break, I was on Manufactured Myths and Legerdemains with DM Scotty's Quick D6 system. I played Dan of the Desert. It was a very interesting holiday adventure. Definitely check that out as Manufactured Myths and Legerdemains on YouTube. And then finally, for music and sound effects that are not made by us, that all comes from a program called Sirenscape. Sirenscape is a digital tool set for dungeon masters who like to make noises not with their mouth. So Sirenscape, check that out. And with that, we can get into our recap. All right. Finger Gang. Last we played, Akka, you took a late night dip in the Dungannon harbor as the outgoing tide pulled the city's sewage past. You did manage to find the bag that you were looking for, which Finn had thrown overboard. However, within it there was no golden statuette, merely a stone. Eventually, after confronting several people, Akka, you regained the statuette from Morwen and returned it to Mr. Gift. You found rest and rendezvoused with Corenza Bellows, the transmuter. You teleported with her, without incident this time, to the courtyard of the Floatstone Fortress, a floating cloud giant city fortress that you guys have not actually explored before. It's been a little time. Eventually, you were able to figure out... sorry, I skipped ahead there. Touring a little bit of the fortress, you were able to see the central courtyard, now housing multiple farm animals that belonged to the Zinyi and the people of Squall's End, now displaced to this flying fortress. Designed for a giant, it had massive walls, a central courtyard, and several wings, one of which now holds the Lorebinders and the various people accompanying them to this place. The other housing members of the Zinyi as they worked to restore the northern wing in the hopes that they could reopen the monastery. You met up with Gamble, who gave you the rundown of Yorn. He told you of Glub and his troubles, as well as the new special outfit designed to keep the grung from getting others sick, cowboy boot pants. You found that he had stated that it only took about a week to trim down the form of this thing that he had found, this flying ship. But he's missing several key components, his gamble. You found eventually, so man, give me just 1 second here. I set the screen up wrong. You tracked down a building like the one that Gamble stated the fuel source that he needed to power this potential flying ship might be. You walked through the streets of Yorn, those beautiful buildings, long abandoned, white stone and gold trim, and eventually found something relatively similar. Although within, in the middle, a huge aspen tree grew. It seemed to shake, though the wind relatively still at this point. Morwen, you went up to investigate. Heinrich, you noticed Akka going to look towards the other tree and turning, decided to investigate the lone remaining one in the southeastern corner. Akka, though everyone entered cautiously, feeling as though something might be amiss with this tree growing through the stone, you decided that you would enter and cast Shatter on one of the saplings directly above the pot, shedding it into splinters. The central aspen suddenly shifted, branches and trunk twisting around, and with thunderous footsteps and watermelon-sized black eyes opening from knots in the bark. That is where we're going to start today. So give me just 1 second here for some more appropriate music.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes you do some fighting stuff.
Yeah, it had been too long since we were in a combat. That's why.
So you
I
just
did
gotta
it.
start some shit.
Yeah, that's why I did it.
You made the choice for all of us.
Yeah. Like, you know, I think we could use a little exercise.
Actions speak louder than words.
Warren, you're getting a little fat.
Let me hit this tree.
Yeah.
The violent echoes of Akka's shatter spell still ring across this space, combined with the roar of this tree. You can see, and still there's like elements of little young woods scattered across the space, still scattering across the stone and the wood. I need everybody to roll for initiative. This treant is lumbering towards you. Akka, this thing, as it shifts forwards, it bends down and scoops a rock from the ground. Ooh, actually, you may have gotten kind of lucky.
Okay.
All right, anybody natural 20?
Close.
All right.
Well, doesn't matter, does it?
Doesn't.
25 or 20?
28.
28. All right, 20 to 25.
22.
Close.
Yeah. I got
20 to 15.
I got 18 also.
18, all right.
Don't worry, we'll clean up your mess before you get a turn.
Akka, what did you get?
10.
10. Okay.
Not a
Could
good
you roll for
start.
Finn, please?
6.
6. That's still further than Akka.
Oop.
However, the treant, I believe, got a 5, so you are fine. Ooh. Dexterity +1. Oh, no, that's a 4.
And that was with advantage because you still have my cloak, right?
Oh, do I?
The cloak, it doesn't grant advantage?
No, I'm saying because she has the cloak,
Yeah.
I'm attuned with my helm. That gives
Oh,
me
yes, that
advantage
is
on
true. Yeah,
initiative.
yeah.
Oh, I thought I had advantage.
You get nothing.
I
It's
was
just
like,
a normal
I
cloak for
didn't.
you.
Yeah, I'm just wearing clothes.
All right.
It's just a normal.
So, Morwen, you're going to start us off, followed by Heinrich, then Shay, then Finn, then Akka, and then finally, this treant is going to go. So, Morwen, what do you want to do?
Okay, I'm going to pick up all the splinters and try to shove them in the pot and replant this baby.
Okay, so you rush by this
But I am going to be
massive
like,
creature.
I am trying to keep a little whoop. Don't want to. If there's like a big hand
What's your
swooping in,
movement?
I am
What's
not
your
going
movement?
to go by
'Cause you
him.
can actually do this.
Yeah, so where are you going?
Where's the pot?
So the pot is all the way in the corner on the other side, other corner. Yep, with the tree in it. I didn't redraw the map without the tree because that seemed excessive.
Use my feline agility.
Okay. So it's 10, 15, 20. Yeah, no problem. As
Do
you
you,
run
like-
do you
through,
even count? I guess you don't need to.
this
Well, I
tree,
mean, it's
not 100.
60. I
Yeah.
can make.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Or if I need to, then I'll use dash too. I mean, what's, you know,
You definitely
I'll
don't
get
need
there.
to. You can do it. You can. I believe it's a 50-foot move.
Yeah. And I'm scooped like.
So as you begin to run, this treant goes down, and you could hear it yelling, "My children!" And it's like about to pick this rock off the ground. You slide between the rock and it, and kind of move through. You see one of these big eyes kind of like note you go through, and you slide without issue. It doesn't seem to attack you.
Cool.
But yeah, you get to the other side, and you want to just start shoving bits of wood into this pot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to replant this baby.
Sure. For the rest of your turn, you begin to scoop little elements of wood and shove them in, but more, and you can see elements of the trunk still in the dirt, splintered, and like the wood peeling away as you try to shove some in. More of it falls off. This is pretty badly damaged. You're getting the sense it's maybe even magic can't fix this.
I spit in the pot for moisture.
Okay, we'll get back to that. Bonus action spit.
It worked for eyeballs. It'll work for this.
All right. Heinrich, you watch as Morwen sprints straight towards this treant and then slides between its limbs and then out to the other side. Akka, like staring up at this thing. What do you want to do?
So I'm right next to the only other battery we found.
Seems so.
Okay, is this tree thing next to me in the battery moving? It seems to be like similar to this, and I think this is a fair potential free action. Just like comparing the two, is this a threat? Is this alive?
Similar barks, way smaller, and it doesn't seem to be moving. It doesn't have any physical features. It's a quick glance, so hard to tell, but it's the only thing you could really tell is the same species of tree, perhaps.
Okay, sure. How heavy is this pot?
You lifting up?
Yeah.
Okay. You bend down, and for you, you can lift it.
Yeah, 23
It's
strength, no big
heavy.
deal. Yeah.
This is, the pot itself sits in and around 400 pounds.
Okay, yeah.
With the dirt and like an entire sapling in it.
Yeah, so I'll be doing like Atlas stone lifting kind of.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, all right, I got this.
Yeah. So you kind of bend down and you lift it, and when you do, you can see the stone underneath has like caved in slightly. This is heavy, but for your belt of stone giant strength, no problem.
Cool.
You lift it.
Does that affect my movement?
You would imagine it's going to be similar to carrying a person. Yeah.
Okay, so half movement.
Yep.
I carried out the door.
Huh?
I carried out the door.
Okay. 5, 10, 15. Okay, yeah, sir. You sprint and run with it out the door. You see these eyes. You hear the bark. As it like looks and follows
I'll be right
you.
back. I'll be right back with it. Don't worry.
Okay, you run out the door.
You are kidnapped.
No, I'm not. I'm looking
Shay,
for a
next
suitable
to you.
replacement for it.
The doors that had
I'm gonna look for
slightly
another
shut
housing
behind,
for this
like
thing.
blow open, and Heinrich comes rushing
We need
out,
the battery. We don't need to
carrying
kill
an
anything.
entire tree, along with a pot roughly 2 feet tall. Really just booking it out. Behind him, as you see the doors start to swing closed, you see a huge sentient tree about to smash Akka with a boulder. Heinrich, anything else?
No.
All right.
No, I feel like insert various goofy cartoony effects.
Fair enough.
There's a
Shay,
banana
with
peel and
that,
like
The
whoop
dust
whoop
cloud.
whoop.
Yeah,
and then
the
you
dust
catch
cloud
it
and like
still.
the
It's just a real cloud.
right.
With that, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Is Heinrich still in the doorway, or is he moved out of the
I think I
doorway?
moved past
You
you.
can,
That
you
was,
can
like,
move
all
past
that-
you by 5 feet. So he like gets right
brushed
past
by
you as
you.
this happens. You can get an attack of opportunity if you wish.
No.
Trip me for funny. For the funnies.
Swat the pot.
Yeah.
I will stay where I am
Alright.
and hold my action for any tree appendages that might come out the door.
Okay. So you'll attack any tree-like appendages as they emerge from the door.
I have a feeling like it'll
Fantastic.
make its own door instead of try to use this 5-foot wide one.
That is Shay's turn holding that action, so it's up to Finn. Finn kind of turning, he sees you dart and looking up at the tree. He's not going to do that, but he is going to hold his action. Could you please move Finn 5 feet further away from you, Akka?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where the pot used to be.
And he's going to hold his action. Akka, this tree, like, towering over you, roaring. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna cast Mirror Image on myself.
Okay.
And then he's just coming straight towards me.
Yeah, so right now, bending, picking up the rock, and you can see the other leg already lifting, like, about to step forward and probably smash it on you.
Okay. I want to fly roughly over like here, kind of going towards this crater. Pretty much as high up as I can.
Okay, so if you want, so flying up and as you look, there is a hole from the elements and just kind of time that is caved into the roof. You can fly out if you want. You'll break little elements of it away, but it's wide enough for you roughly. Otherwise, you are 20 feet above the crater.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get like right to the cusp of the hole, so it's like
Okay.
right there.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to shove him sort of like he's been running, and I'm going to use his momentum to keep him like stumbling forward 5 feet.
This is CPI when we worked in the hospital, the guiding people through.
Guiding people
sure.
through,
Okay.
yeah.
Make an athletics check.
It's a strength save. For him.
Oh, you're doing the telekinetic.
Yeah, telekinetic
Gotcha.
shove. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
The DC is an 18.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get that. Surprisingly.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's an 8.
Low like water.
So as you move, this thing like roaring and lifting
Move it
this
5 feet. It's still 66% in its original
Get it.
position.
You shove.
If you
this
move it
thing.
like 5 feet, it's like
A minor
As you
inconvenience.
watch, it just kind of pivots a little bit, but it does stumble. And for that alone, I mean, for using just the force of your mind, that's impressive.
And then I'm gonna use, if I have any more movement, to just like scoot out in to the edge of the hole and like pretty much on the roof, hovering like, kind of like.
What is your movement speed?
35.
So you're hovering 5 feet. It takes you
You'd be,
15
like,
feet
here.
to get up to the ceiling, and you're moving 15 feet. So you're stopping right at that hole,
Okay. Up in the air.
like about halfway out of the hole,
Okay.
basically. He's gonna be able to hit you for sure.
But I have my mirror images up.
Yeah, there you go.
So.
Alrighty, Akka, that is your turn. That brings us to this treant. So, this is tough because now Heinrich is kidnapping its only child.
I said
Give me a
I'd bring
second.
it right back.
It
It doesn't get you.
I thought it said something in.
It was saying, it's speaking in Sylvan, so Shay was the
Oh.
only one that understood that.
Gotcha.
It said "ra la la la," which
To
is
me.
apparently my babies.
Yeah.
Shay, because of how fast you are, when the door blows open
That's
in
what
this
I
brief
was-
instant, you see Akka flying up, you see Morwen sliding underneath this treant, and you see the treant for a moment follow Heinrich with its eyes before its head tears away back up at Akka. It's going to take one step and kind of cross over to underneath.
So just kind of turn around.
No,
There
this
are
is a
4
free
of them.
action. So you can see, first of all, one of these arms reaches out towards you. He has 4 of these limb-like appendages. 2 other ones kind of point almost unconsciously, one to the empty spot, kind of towards where Morwen is, with kind of scabbering all these little bits back. And Morwen, in your hands, the wood begins to shake as if it's reassembling itself, and then collapses to the ground. Heinrich.
Uh-huh.
In your hands, this tree suddenly begins to wiggle a little bit and move. And all of a sudden, this pot becomes immensely heavy. What are you doing?
I guess if I'm allowed a reaction, I'd put it down. I don't want to break it.
Okay.
That's the whole point. I'd gently set it down in front of me, and that's it. It's a reaction. I can't do anything.
Sure.
Other than that.
So the one hand, as it twists and moves, you can see elements of the wood begin to splinter and reform as this tree in the pot magically grows to the size of this treant.
Okay.
And there is another treant in front of you. Actually, I think I even have a second
Same exact one.
one. Hang on one second.
Okay.
I don't actually know. Just keep
fucking
combat moving quickly. I don't know where my other
super
treant
aged.
is. And actually, Jesse painted it for me. The other one. So this is the treant for now.
Oh.
Nice.
Thematically appropriate for
Ugly
Yorn.
child.
Oh,
It's a stone.
huge.
It's a stone giant. But
It's huge.
this second treant, you see almost similar. The bark very similar. The size very similar. But you see in these dark black eyes, very very little intelligence. It's similar to this tree, but certainly not a full treant. That is a free action. Akka, it is then going to make 2 slam attacks against you.
Okay. All right, so it's gonna hit one of my duplicates.
Okay, so the duplicate gone for the first attack. The second one.
No, each time it targets me for an attack, I roll a d20 to determine whether the attack instead targets one of the duplicates.
Correct. The treant makes 2 slam attacks.
They
have DCs.
What?
Oh, to hit the duplicates. Right. What is the DC?
Or the AC. It's 14.
Okay, the first one's a 26.
Okay, so the first one's destroyed. And then the second attack is still going to hit the next duplicate.
That's a 24.
That also destroys it.
So, 2 of those things down.
One more duplicate.
You see these things smash around you. These illusions displace and sort of scatter into little bits of sparks. You kind of floating through, and then there's like another you behind, kind of left in the place.
Look at each other.
Sure. Although, actually, that would mean that he's sitting in the ceiling, huh? And he's a siege monster. Okay, cool.
I don't know what that means.
It means
but I
you're
don't
taking
like
the
it.
whole house down, probably.
I don't like that.
What?
He's swinging up at the ceiling.
Ooh,
where
and
Aka
that's
is.
max damage for the first one. That's
Hitting the
18,
ceiling.
26, and it's doubled to objects and structures, so that's 50 plus strength. What is 56 points of damage to the ceiling. Can you make a dexterity saving throw for yourself and for Finn? And then Aka, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, but it's at advantage as you're mostly above the ceiling.
Okay.
Fuck my ass. All right, so that's 15 for me, and I rolled a 7. It's a 7 that I rolled on Finn. I don't know what to add
Gotcha.
for him.
Okay.
I'm assuming you have.
It's a
that,
13. Yeah. And you rolled a what?
What did
A
I say? 15.
Okay.
19.
19. Okay. Morwen, you are taking simply 25 points of damage as you duck, roll, and dodge as this thing collapses on you. You manage to squeak out and you see bits of daylight before you like pull the last bits of rubble and scramble out, not trapped.
Can I still have some splinters in my hands?
Sure. You have a
Thank
splinter
you.
or two.
I
However,
like to
as you
hoard
pull
weird
yourself
stuff.
out, there's that moment where you like scrape away and suddenly you see sunlight. You swear you can hear muffled kind of screams behind.
As a rogue, too, don't you take no damage for saves?
Oh,
You
yeah,
can use
yeah, yeah.
evasion if you want.
Of course.
There you
Of
go.
course I am.
Passive.
Nah, I'll
attack.
take the hit.
it's
No,
not
I will
even
use
an
evasion.
accident.
So if you're using evasion at the last minute as the ceiling collapses on you,
Take half
you
damage
pull.
for failures.
Yeah. You close your eyes and then you wait for that hit and there's nothing. And as you look up, your sword perfectly standing up, holding an element of the rubble. You're able to like scramble out and then yank loose out, and then the rest just
Very
collapses
Indiana
inwards.
Jones.
Yeah.
Very nice. So did I pass then? So I
Yeah,
don't
you
take
don't.
anything, or did
You
I
take
fail?
no damage.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
It goes from half to full to
Because you
to
said-
half.
Well,
You
I'm aware, but
succeeded.
when I rolled, I didn't know what it was.
You succeeded, so
Oh, 'cause-
normally it
no,
would
I got
be,
it.
Yeah.
I'm following. It's been a while.
Yeah. No worries.
Math.
It's been a
All
year.
right.
So that is the treant's turn. For reference on this map, the entirety of the map is now considered difficult terrain. The roof is on the ground. Outside of this, at your feet, Heinrich, there is now a treant.
What
And
happened
that
to
is
the
the
pot?
current situation. The pot is shattered.
Ah, boo.
That thing's gone, yeah.
Well, then
Unfortunately.
there's no point being here anymore.
Well, the
There-
other pot's still inside, right?
Presumably, yeah.
Do I see it?
The roof is on top of it. So whether or not it's still functional, hard to say. They're durable. It just can't take a treant standing on it. And a treant is a siege monster, so presumably that spawning on it would break it. That is the treant's turn. That brings us to the top of the round. Morwen, you turn around. You can see this whole structure just collapsed. What do you want to do?
I'm checking for Finn first and foremost.
Sure. How are you doing that? Right now, there is just, and like rubble shifting as the treant stands up. It took a little damage from that too. Has like rubble in its like twigs and leaves kind of displaced, but it is also looking for Aka.
I'm going to start just as, I'm not strong, but I think what I would do is just trying to scramble around and try to lift rubble, and I'm also going to yell for Heinrich to help because I know he's strong.
Sure. Make an investigation check.
Did I just kill the guy I've been looking for this whole time? Okay.
You've done nothing.
13.
13? Okay.
Yes.
You begin to desperately pull elements of rubble away. There's hunks of beautiful gold like twisted into this, and even for you, that's kind of ignored as you look for Finn. You don't see any sign of him. Your tabaxi senses don't pick up his smell. You can't find him yet.
Well,
He was on the other side of the
what
room
I'm doing.
anyways.
So.
That is your turn.
Huh?
That brings
He's on the other
us.
side of the room.
Well, I'm also not smart, Miles. So,
Heinrich, what do you want to do? Shay, you're on deck. Actually, I would say, Shay, if you want, because you did hold an action for a tree-like appendage to come out, though it is not an appendage, there is an entire tree now standing next to you. If you would like to, you can use your attacks, because you did hold them, but you don't have to.
Is it like looming over us?
This guy.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
23.
23 hits.
For 9.
9 points of damage. And that's bludgeoning, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Worth noting, that doesn't seem to do as much damage
It
as
is
you would
also
hope.
magical.
I know. Yeah.
Dying.
I was excited. I waited for 3 weeks for that. I know. I was so excited for. I love treants.
It's another 23.
23 hits.
For 6.
Okay, same thing. Doesn't seem to do as much as you would hope.
That's not gonna hit.
What was it?
13.
13 misses. Yeah. So this treant, as you hit it again and again, one other thing that is worth noting. Oh. Where are my D8s? The first time you hit it, nothing seems to really happen. It's like the bark kind of takes a lot of the blow. Mm-hmm. The second time, suddenly you're aware, with that hit, there is this of sap that sprays out at you. And with the third as well, but that is going to be 15 points of poison damage. And you recognize now, every time you hit it, something about the sap of this creature, and looking up at it now, as like Heinrich is running away with its last child, you can see sap running down almost like a tear, and the element of bark actually discoloring even. You would imagine melee damage to this is going to have some fallback.
That's that battery acid?
Maybe we can use the trees as batteries?
Well, that was my held action, so I don't think I have anything else.
Cool. Heinrich.
I just look down at the shattered pot, look up at that thing, and just turn around and run back in.
Okay. You sprint away from it, and for a moment you tense, wondering if something's going to hit you. Nothing happens.
Okay. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I can see now the other battery.
Yeah, there's no wall, so you have to like scramble through rubble. This is all
There's no wall
rough terrain.
I guess it doesn't really matter which
ceiling and
direction
the wall
that I
kind of
did.
collapsed. Yeah.
Okay. I would still make it just about there, no matter which way it went.
So yeah, looking forward, if you
Yeah.
want, you can make a perception check and try to look for that thing. You
I
see
can't
rubble
just
and you
obviously see it.
No.
Whatever. I'll just take my chances.
Never
So yeah,
mind,
as I've been moving, then I'll just little damage control. I'm just gonna wall of fire ring around that dude.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
Wait, is that including me? Where am I?
You're right there.
escaped and then went back in. So you're on
Right.
top of the rubble looking for Finn.
Yeah, so am I in this wall of fire?
No,
You're on the
I'm,
Other side. So he's kind of like
I'm ringing
circling.
around just this guy.
I thought you were
There's
ringing
only
around the
60
pot.
feet.
And I was going to be like looking
What?
like, ah!
5, 10,
What's
15, 20,
happening?
20. I guess I'll just put it as tight. Basically, like I think I can just perfectly get him.
Okay. So you can get it so that it's how long?
60 feet, 20
No
foot
problem.
tall.
Yeah. You can circle around him.
So it's just kind of like to the like the center of the building now has a fire pillar supporting the non-existent group.
Yes, exactly. So as this,
It's just kind of
this-
like god damn it, just
yeah, the glyph blazes to life, and you can see elements of these same glyphs spread along the ground, one after the other, and ignite into this teal flame.
okay. It
And there is the wall of fire creating the pillar in the center.
makes a dex save.
It's not good at those.
Yeah, it's
That's gonna be a 5.
another minute. 16. This is my plus. So that's 32 points of fire damage.
As this wall of fire flares to life, you watch the fire catches quickly, and it spreads across the sap. You see it spark up the little tear-like thing that had fallen out and just immediately explode into the eye of this treant. It does significantly more damage than it should have done. That was how much?
32.
So that is 64 points of
Yep.
damage.
Oops, that's wall of light, not wall of fire. Cool. So passing through it, ending its turn near one side of it. Yada yada yada. Deck save.
Yeah.
But it's obviously facing in, so the
Yeah,
outward
yeah.
facing doesn't hurt.
It has to
Okay.
pass through, basically, or just be in an oven.
Yeah. So there's just 2 freeze for the one. And if you shove it back in, whatever. No, we're done.
So,
We're done.
Heinrich, that is your turn. Shay, what would you like to do?
I guess I'm gonna make my way in to try to pull Morwen out
Okay.
and kind of shield Heinrich as he moves over.
Okay, so yeah, you can kind of rush in, and you're going over to where Morwen is?
Yeah.
All right, so you kind of position yourself between Heinrich and this tree, and then you see this wall of fire, and you continue onward. You get over to where Morwen is.
With, like,
you can see
need for
Morwen.
counting movement for you.
Yeah. I gave up counting for Shay when there's like 80 feet of movement on a standard move. With that, you get over, you can see Morwen like really trying to pull rubble off of this pile. A little bit too big for Morwen, but what do you want to do?
Morwen, come on.
Finn! Where was he? I don't know.
The other side of the room. I shout.
Oh! Well, why are we over here? Casually
All
walk. I'm just kidding.
Making your way downtown. Anything else, Shay?
No.
All right. Akka, what do you want to do? All of a
So-
sudden, like beneath you, as you escape through the hole, there is this, and the ceiling falls. It's like when you're in a car, you pull into a space and the other one's backing out, and for a moment you're like, "What the
It's
fuck?"
like-
Yeah, it's disconcerting, and then you're like, "Oh my god, thank God!" And then
Like,
part
did
of
I
the
just get
bottom.
extra fast.
Part of the bottom beneath you like lifts up and the rubble shifts aside and the treant comes roaring out, and then right after that this wall of fire rings around it. You see parts of like its little branch structures catch on fire. It's burning pretty badly.
So is there like no roof whatsoever now?
None.
It's like the whole building's just
The
pile of
most
rubble.
open concept.
Open concept, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
you know
Open
what? I never
concept
even
kitchen.
finished reading the beginning part of it. The
No,
wall
like,
of
little
fire is
bits of
opaque.
wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
so you can't
So you
even
can't
see
even
it.
see it.
Yeah.
You just see the pillar of fire.
All right. I'm
Well,
gonna,
he's flying. You can see down into it.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't, because it's 20 feet high. I thought he only went up 15.
He went up 20 feet. He's right at where the
Okay.
ceiling was.
Yeah.
No.
So presumably,
So you could see by like weird, awkward triangulation, just
Yeah,
tips of branches.
exactly.
And like, the very basic
we make
tip
eye
of the wrist.
contact as I'm just like floating a little bit up, and then
you see a bird's nest up there. The one bird glare at you before it flies.
I'm like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, sorry." Okay, I'm gonna. Well, now it seems like it's on. Is it on? I'm flying up
What?
as I'm like going. I'm
Is
going
it
up high.
You just hear over all of this, you scrambling looking for one of your best friends in rubble of a collapsed building, you having just witnessed a small sapling emerge into a giant tree, and then from up in the air you just hear, "Is it on?"
I'm really confused because you guys seem to start running, and now we're fighting it. I'm gonna cast haste. Go up 100. Yeah, pretty much as far out of range as I can get, but
120 feet.
within 120 feet.
Okay, so you go up 119 feet.
Yeah, pretty much. Not
Almost to
so
the
like
what is it?
around
Stratosphere?
around the edge of the firewall, so I can see into it and see
These-
where he is.
Unbelievably beautiful calligraphy-like glyphs from the sides of your boots lift away, and as they flutter up, you like skyrocket. This is a Superman taking off moment. Elements of like
And
yeah.
I'm also doing that because my mirror image.
Oh, okay.
We
Yeah.
both go up.
So two of you. Do you corkscrew around each other? Is this like a Blue
We
Angels
like
movement?
look at each other and we're just like,
Fantastic. Up into the air. What else are you doing?
And then I'm going to rain firebolt down upon this.
Firebolt?
Firebolt.
Is that a bonus?
Okay.
Is it a bonus action?
I love that you went
have
so
two
far up
actions
into the air to
listed
fire a
now.
cantrip down. You have spell sniper?
No.
What is the range on firebolt? It's 120?
120.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So you're 1 foot
make
within
your
range.
attack.
Yeah, exactly.
Make your attack. I wonder if...
Increments.
All right. That's
yeah.
gonna be 22.
22.
20. Flat 20 because the -2.
That hits.
3d10.
Man, cantrips get so good later in the game.
Yeah.
And level 1 spells.
Pretty nice.
Oh, we're almost at the next. Oh wait, no, it's 11 and then
I need another d10.
15?
yeah, 15 or 16.
I think so.
That's.
If I could just look at them.
I think it's 15. I think.
17.
17.
17, yeah.
I think it's different for each.
19
Fire
points of fire damage. Just like
Well, it's the
before,
first
you see the
spell.
fire damage do much more.
But certain
That is
classes
36
don't
points
certain
of
spells.
fire damage.
Nice.
This thing's starting to look kind of hurt as your fire takes place, and now the orange begins to intermix with the teal. You can see whole strips of bark falling away, and like limbs splinter and pop and crack off. It's still glaring very much at you, Akka.
That's it for me and
Okay.
myself.
Fair enough. With that, it is the Treant's turn. It is on fire
119 feet.
and furious. And from its perspective, Akka, it really doesn't know that Heinrich cast a spell on it because its back is turned. So you've just been setting it on fire this whole time.
Does he have rock sniper?
He does not, but it's 180 feet range, so it doesn't really matter. What he is going to do is he's going to reach down to the rock kind of by where Shay is and lift that one up as well.
It takes.
With both of these rocks
it
in
has
two
to
of the
do its
forehands.
save if it moves to
That's
the
true.
wall.
It's its arm is either way. Even though it's staying, it's gonna need
I
to take
forgot
the
to use
damage
my
anyways.
bonus action
Yeah.
to shove him.
Enters the wall for the first time on a turn or ends its turn there.
So at the end of its turn, I'll take it.
The wall's also opaque, isn't it? So it can't see anything outside of it.
It knows where the rocks are. This is its home for the last 700 years. It's pretty
It's
familiar
also
with the
like all
territory.
rubble now, so you can grab
You know what?
anything.
That's actually
blindly
good-
grabs.
That, you make a good point. It's not that rock, but it's definitely rubble from the ground because he can't see that rock. So he
Oh,
picks
it's
up a
not
piece
Philip.
of rubble, and this
Rock.
burning tree reaches
sorry.
back and
I don't know
with these two things roars out, "An elf should know better!" and throws them both at you. The first one is going to, it's a disadvantage, I think, because you are far.
And I'm hasted, which doesn't affect the.
Don't be
No,
too
that's a
hasty, my
serious
simple
save.
Damn.
friend.
Okay. The first one is going to be a 25 to hit.
Okay, let me see if it hits me or the last image.
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta look it up. I forget if it's 14 or 12. In any case, if it hits me, it's gonna hurt, and if it hits this thing,
Let me know.
that's not the right.
The second
it
hit.
hits the image.
Okay, so this rock hits your image. You're kind of like looking at your image as you see the fire go up, and you're like, yeah, and then poof, gone. This huge, a rock much larger than you goes hurtling past you, and as you look down, there's a second one. That is not going to hit. That's a 12. So
The warning shot drew your attention.
your eyes track it, and you watch as it, and then plummets down, like down, 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 down through the sky, through the cloud cover.
Some poor farmer
yeah.
who's just resettled underneath.
It's that hunter who finally got to the bottom after months. But that is all it can do. Its other form here is going
Needs to
to...
make a dex save though.
It is going to at the end of its turn, yeah. But the other Treant out there... You know what? Outside, it's going to pick up a rock and it's going to huck it at you too, Akka.
It's following its dad.
Disadvantage. This is a D12.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you definitely would have been more okay with that. Although I don't think it's going to hit you anyways. 19 doesn't hit, right?
No.
Yeah. So this third rock,
I think I wasn't hasted.
there's like an artillery attack happening somewhere down below Yorn right now. That is its turn. That brings us to the top of the round. Morwen.
Dex save.
Raining
Oh,
boulders.
thank you.
It's supposed to be like if it does
16?
it before and then the end is, yeah, that fails. So let's do hiya. 4. 17, 18, 24, 30 plus 5, 35.
35. Damn, that is 70 points of damage. Heinrich, tell us how it happens.
Regrettably, it's it's throwing as best as it can, and as it throws the second boulder, its arm just kind of in momentum just snaps at the elbow, and then the other leg on the other side that counterweighted it snaps and just sort of like shambles down and falls into pieces.
Sure.
While screaming, and Heinrich in the background is kind of like, oh, sorry.
And you hear the last dying shouts of "My children," and then just crack of
Glad I
the
can't
fire.
understand him. I'm sure it wouldn't be too good.
Akka, from up top outside, you see the last treant that just hurled a boulder at you. As the arm goes down, it kind of slows and seems to twist and combine with the trunk before the whole thing spins and turns down and then falls slightly to the side. Now a sapling on the ground, just sideways. And you guys are out of combat. Good job.
All right.
Cool. I'm gonna hastily speed back down to the ground.
All the way back down. You're still hasted.
Talk at us really fast for a minute.
I would
It's
like.
normal speed because I'm still really exhausted.
Yeah, I'm gonna dismiss the firewall immediately.
Okay. So as soon as that happens,
Yeah,
it just goes down.
and shoot kind of like a cross glare over Daka, being like, okay, and then I'm just gonna run over, look for the battery.
Sure. You sprint over looking for the battery. Shay, you and Morwen kind of opposite and cross paths. At about that time, as you guys get over there, you can actually hear muffled sounds of just kind of like, and just like little bits of scraping. Finn did teach you a lot of what he knows. He can use evasion as well, so probably okay under there. Heinrich, as you get over to where this battery is, especially with your strength, these same slabs that were causing so much trouble for Morwen with one hand, you just and slam them into what remains of the wall. Underneath, you find
And then the wall collapses, and there's more rubble. Dodge!
splintered wood and broken elements of leaves,
Yeah.
but still intact underneath that. This
Audible.
clay-like pot,
Audible sigh.
large, about 2 feet tall, and then filled with dirt and the trunk and root system of this now dead sapling.
Cool. I'm just gonna like pick it up. Did Campbell say if it needed to contain anything, or was this structure enough?
It seemed like the structure would be enough.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna just dump it out to make it a little bit lighter, and then
Sure.
just kind of like hold it over my neck just to.
Turtle shuttle?
Yeah, just like on the back right here.
Here you go, yeah.
Well, so it's not like I'm slowed down, so I can still run if I need to.
But if it started raining, that would suck.
Well,
Get real heavy.
we'll just turn, just leave it so the opening is on its side.
Ah.
Yeah. I like horizontally, so I can run like. Oh god, I can't. There's like an image that I have in
get
my
it.
head.
I kind of get what you're
This
saying.
is the pot. I pick it up by its lip, turn it sideways, and then throw it over.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
back,
yeah, I got
So
you.
I can like run with it still.
I got you.
Okay.
It's like a messenger fucking carrier person. I forget it.
That's how I carry my giant pots full of batteries.
Exactly. Yeah. Everyone knows how to do that.
You toss this thing onto your back, no problem. You sling it over your shoulders,
Alright.
and you're able to carry that pretty easily.
Cool. I'll regroup.
Okay.
I would probably help
Helping
dig up.
Morwen dig
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
As I'm hasted, I'm just like.
By the time you get down, with Shay's help especially, very easy to free Finn. He's a little dinged up, but not too badly. Looking around, you can see as soon as you free him up, he kind of draws his rapier, kind of looking around. Where is it?
It's over there. Let's go loot it.
Point to the
Oh, and he
burning ash
kinda-
pile of lumber.
I'm still
Jesus.
checking it out. What
just
could I
like-
find in there?
Sorry, Finn. I'll let you get the next one.
The really sloppy campfire that's just hanging out there now.
You could see he kind of looks over, he sees you, his eyes kind of go to the pot. You see like some mental math happening. And he turns and he looks and he sees there's like the tree down on the ground.
Yeah.
And why didn't we just empty that? Couldn't we have just like turned it over?
Yeah.
Everybody's looking at you, Akka.
I'm just gonna walk out.
You walk out, and as you do, your boot scrapes the side of something. The head of this treant kind of rolls, and the dead eyes even stare at you as you fall. And walk.
Oh, how big are the eyes?
Big.
Are they keepable?
I stated in the description they're about the size of a watermelon each.
Watermelons,
Yeah.
That's too big.
You don't have a giant chalice to carry it in this time.
No, and I don't want to have to lug that around.
If only you had a giant pot or something to put
Yeah,
it
but
in.
is there something? What can I take off this guy that's like pocket size? Can
Make
I
an
just
investigation
like
check.
snap
It is
off
a-
a branch?
Check this tree's
It's
pockets.
a tree.
Yeah.
You could check like the knot holes and stuff and see what weird treasures
I just
squirrels
know. You
have
know
put
what
away there.
You know what I want? I want something that's very obviously ent-ish, but that I can put in my pocket.
Make a nature check.
Okay.
Twig.
A tooth, an ent tooth.
But like, you know what I mean.
Do ent teeth.
They do not.
A nature check?
Yes.
19.
19.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I already have baby ent splinters. What can I
what?
add?
Yeah, I got reference points.
You begin to pull little bits away. You find elements of dead foliage and small bits of like shredded bark. Not a lot that's really interesting. It isn't a treant. Although, as you're kind of digging through, and you're very cautious because there is this like poisonous sap, and even as you're moving through it, you can see the rock underneath is beginning to erode away underneath it. But there is a part of this tree and a part of the stone that's not really being damaged. And very carefully, you fish out what looks like, in ways, a coconut. Like it's a circular
It's an
wooden
enthart?
thing. Hard to tell. But as you move it around, you can hear this sap-like substance slosh around in it. And for just a moment, you can kind of feel it.
Is it an entart?
It seems to more produce this
An
substance.
ent bladder.
Oh, I was gonna say an ent. Never mind.
An entacle.
Yeah. Is it an tentacle?
It is not. Lone Voice was relatively gender neutral.
Okay.
But yeah, they.
Well,
they,
how am I gonna write this note? Ent coconut with sap?
You can
That
write,
sounds like an entacle to me. I
write entacle. Sure.
mean, okay, entacle.
You'll know what that
It's
means.
your notes. You can write whatever you want to write.
That's
Yeah,
true. I will
seriously.
know what that is now. Yeah.
I'm sure if someone else looked at your character sheet and said loose and butts, they wouldn't know that those are swords, so.
How many pieces is this other pot in?
The other pot? It's so walking again outside to where that original sapling had become a treant, now turned very sadly on its side. The roots kind of still springy with life. It's very much alive. Shattered. There's a large piece of the bottom, but most of it is just shards.
Maybe for mending? Does anyone know mending?
I do, but I was hasted when I left, so it was like,
So you sulked away really fast.
yeah.
Speed walking competition.
Yeah.
There's like the Michael Cera sad Charlie
I know some of
Brown
the orders
gif, but
did,
like
but I don't know how
on
many are left
fast
that still
forward.
do.
I don't know that.
If you want to scoop them into my bag, we could figure it out later.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah. Here, I'll put the pot down. We can gather the pieces.
Sure. So you gather them up, and without issue, you have a pot and a pot.
A pot and a pot.
Heinrich, you do notice, looking at the pieces of broken pottery, although the pot seems empty,
Yeah.
there are many layers to it.
Yeah.
It isn't just ceramic. There's some kind of a metal and something that looks like probably at some point a darkish liquid, now hardened. And so you'd imagine less of a container, and this is like the full battery.
Yeah.
Probably the empty part in the middle is meant to be put on, like this is meant to be slotted onto something. So it looks like a pot in its current use, but when you flip it upside down, that is probably the form that it sits in.
Right. Okay.
How big is this pot? Can I fit in it?
It's about 2 feet tall, so if you really squished, yeah, probably.
Noted.
Well, it's full of another pot right now. And I'm holding it kind of at an angle.
So Finn's gonna kind of limp up to where you are and just
Yeah.
say, "So is that what we're looking for? Can we go back now?"
Yeah, I think so. If nothing else, this is at least a way to find out if this is what we're looking for. Just bring it back to Gamble.
Is this how you guys always do things? You just kind of walk in and blow things up?
And I look over Zaka, like, out of earshot enough.
I mean, you hasted, yeah. You don't see him.
I was just kind of lean over and be like, I'd say
yes?
like, ish, but not entirely.
This is usually what you guys do.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I've pulled a few levers in my past.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, but that's a lever, right? That could open anything. Treasure could fall down. Like, there's a whole bunch of things that could happen.
my
with
thought
that.
The difference
That's-
of just like blowing up a tree without trying to remove it normally is a little excessive, I'll be honest.
I don't think I would blow up a tree for really any reason. You know, there's like
Well, except for the
axes,
one that attacks
hatchets.
us
I
back.
know that I was
Right, but that was in retaliation.
in Eco Warriors all of a sudden.
Well, living creatures.
Save the planet.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright.
Finn's gonna look around real quick and go, you know, that's actually kind of a good point. There's no other trees or anything like that here.
Right.
And I guess there won't be.
Yeah, it's
Well,
probably
there's
true.
there's that one over there, but it just kind of knowing that it can do what it just did. I don't know, maybe okay just to leave it like that.
No, I think that's sad. You should go fix it.
Fix it.
Yeah.
Well,
Like plant it or something.
full disclosure.
killed its dad
full
and its
disclosure,
brothers.
I was trying to find a replacement pot for it so we could just transplant it.
Wait, is this a baby, that thing?
Yeah.
I think so.
That's why I was saying maybe we don't need to.
What if we took it? Could we raise one? I've always wanted a baby.
I think
Morwen's a mom to an empty.
I start putting my foot on it and like motioning to like kick it over the edge and look at Finn like, and just kind of like shove.
Oh,
Oops.
no.
What happened? Oh, no.
Morwen, that would have been really cool.
Oh, sorry.
Henry,
Guys,
come
that's
on.
really
I tripped.
really
I'm so
messed
sorry.
up.
I am so sorry, you guys.
Okay, so
That's
now
so-
it's cool to kill trees again?
That's so messed up.
Well, you're not there. You're
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
Heinrich, can you at least like blast it in like the air so it doesn't plummet to its death? Like mercy kill it at least.
Maybe it'll land and survive, and fine.
Yeah, would
through the
you?
cloud cover over the edge.
Yeah, I can't see it now, anyways.
Well, this has been really dark, and we just like annihilated a whole species up here.
Yep.
Anyway,
Extremophiles.
how rare ants?
You've
Like, could
never
we have
seen
just
one?
killed the last ones? Like, potentially?
You've never seen one or even heard of one. Shay has heard of them.
Mm-hmm.
They're rumored to live in the frost line, but none of you have seen one before.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might have just, well, anyway.
Yeah.
You actually saw a creature related to Ents. You saw what was her name? It was a big spore creature that you met in a cave somewhere, and that's technically related to Ents.
I mean, it still, though, doesn't mean that we didn't just half their population just
Yeah,
now.
no, you did some damage for sure.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
None of our
That's
own
cool.
choices.
Yeah.
All right, back to the cloud.
Well, Finn kind of puts a hand on your shoulder and goes, "Morwen, we'll get another tree sometime."
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe the one that doesn't attack us.
You can put a little hat on it.
Yeah, but if I raised it, I think it would fight for us. I'm just saying. You didn't. Yeah, no one gave me a chance, but it's okay. We'll find another.
Do you want a pet?
I have a few.
Yeah, didn't you get that cool little chinchilla thing?
Yeah. I also have Frank, and I have the other
Frank's
skull.
not a
Frank
pet.
is a
Frank
skull.
is family.
I also have a cricket. I have a gold cricket.
Gold?
It's
I
a
think
wind-up
so.
toy.
No, maybe it's not
Yeah.
gold. I've got a
It's
brass
bronze.
cricket. Guys, I've got a lot.
It's bronze.
Yeah. It's
It's this cool thing that we got from this weird interdimensional space in the mines of the mountains on the way to.
No,
You know what? It doesn't
Of
matter.
course you did. Yeah, no,
You know
yeah,
how this goes.
of course. You know, interdimensional genie, dragon, phoenix.
I mean, we just fun and frost. It's all. Yeah.
yeah, legendary forges, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
used to have a wombat.
Rip.
Doug.
All right, I'm gonna have Nod go out. Just one quick thing before we go. Hold on 1 second. I'm just gonna make sure I'm nowhere near any of the edges so I can't fall off accidentally.
yeah,
And then I'm gonna have Nod do like a sweep just to look for any other inconsistencies in the area.
Sure. This owl spreads its wings and flaps
I'll
off.
roll my eyes back into my skull for a
Yeah,
sec.
and you see from Nod's point of view. Make a perception check.
Can I remember what her buffs are? Doink. Well, can't roll that into 20 with advantage, so that's 24 or a natural 20, however you want to do it.
Okay.
I knew
It's a natural 20?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I'll roll advantage to see if I can find the 21st side of the die, but all right.
The wind is so close to dead here, but every now and then, with the sun hitting the beautiful white stone, it creates enough of a warm updraft that for Nod to fly is effortless. And Nod's able to kind of coast slowly, taking everything in. You see elements of buildings unlike things that you've seen before. Here and there, you can actually pick out. There are certain pillars of houses that seem to have been trapped at some point, probably during this long ago war, but they still spark and are probably quite dangerous. You see, still present, at some point kind of off, you'll see like little glints, and you would imagine that hunter's still very much on that mountain. You actually, as you kind of go over a little bit towards the edge of where Yorn kind of bleeds into the Floatstone Fortress, the big gap of air and then the fortress over yonder, you see in the courtyard a little glint of blue, and you see Glub pulling some stone. He's carrying little rocks from one side of the courtyard to the other.
Okay.
You see Gamble now kind of waiting, seems to be drinking something, just kind of like waiting by the docks. You do not see Meliora, and given the time that you take, you would imagine that means that she is no longer out in Yorn with you guys. Nothing off, nothing that seems dangerous necessarily.
Okay. And no more like trees in the middle of a building.
No, and actually, very pointedly, you see the massive ficus tree that takes up most of an entire floating section of Yorn.
Yeah, the last time we were here, right?
And aside from that, you see nothing that resembles a tree.
Okay.
You see little bits of grass here and there.
Cool.
And then a mountain. The mountain has trees on it.
Well, yeah. Okay. Have Nod perch back on the shoulder. Pat, and then just tell her she can fly and just do whatever she wants. Not leave.
Oh, okay.
She can fly around, have fun.
Yeah, so she takes
Alert
off.
me if you see anything. Okay. Let's go back, I guess. I don't know. I got nothing else here. That seems kind of it.
Okay.
Start walking back.
I've already been like,
Yeah.
just sadly.
So are you back? You can make it back. I mean, with haste
how far
lasting a
away are we?
minute, and you're using like 20 seconds of haste.
Yeah, I'm pretty much just like, I was out and I'm just like, I'm going back until haste stops, and then I'm just gonna like sad walk back.
You'll get there like 5 minutes before they will.
Yeah, I'm probably just like sitting in the corner, like prop some cloud up behind me to just like
Some
get
cloud.
It doesn't quite work
And you
like
just
that.
go right through it.
Off the side. Character 3. Actually, Glub's right there, so that's perfect.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Oh, hey guys. So you guys
Convenient
begin to make
timing.
your way back. Akka, you make it there first, and
like-
Gamble notices you coming from a good distance away, and so is there to greet you. Hello, where is everybody else?
They'll be back soon, probably.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Just gonna go sit down.
He's gonna come and sit next to you, and from seemingly nowhere pulls like this like hot. It looks almost like a metal teapot. You can see and actually you're an artificer. You see elements that are designed to actually heat it underneath, almost like a hot plate, although arcane and enchanted. But he pours you just a little bit of tea, and kind of takes a cup for himself.
Gonna drink the tea.
Okay, it's fantastic. It's a green tea of some kind, but you can actually taste elements of a sweetness, almost like agave nectar. It's like this just subtle sweetness that really sets off the bitterness and the freshness of this green tea. But he
Good tea, thanks.
looks you up and down a little bit. Dying takes a lot out of someone.
Yeah.
I've seen this before.
Really?
Yes,
From who?
from several people.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
They came back, much like you.
Yeah, much like me.
Akka,
Yep.
why are you here?
You know, I wonder sometimes.
I'm glad you asked.
No one else is around, right?
Make a perception check.
I part the clouds.
Oh, I'm looking, so okay, it's
Just appear in gold eyes in the fog.
So it's... mathing, because... Okay, so
Super
it's
important.
16 plus 7 minus... yeah, I know, right? That's 21.
Okay. Yeah, you seem alone with Gamble.
I'm gonna, like... Just kind of, like... show him the arm and be like, I've got my own stakes in this.
As you pull up your sleeve, it is just relatively mundane. Unless you're going to have...
Well, like the, crusty arm.
Oh, you're pulling up like the whole thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So as you pull away, you can see this dark modeling in the skin. And
Just for a second, though.
just for a second before it kind of turns back.
Show him and then be like,
Yeah. He's going to think for a second and really kind of ponder his words. One of the people that you're acquainted with had something very similar when I met him. That is dangerous.
I know.
Things like that are used to eventually make something whole.
So, do you know what it is?
It's a curse, but a very specific kind. Something like that. It is a whole thing scattered. Creatures can use such a spell, an enchantment, an item to split their own essence. It makes them, after a fashion, immortal, but with a price.
Okay.
It is called a phylactery.
Would I have already known that?
No,
Okay.
you may have had some idea, but
Okay. Well, that's why I'm here.
so you hope for them to help you with that.
Well, right now all I know about it is that it's connected with Zystris. And putting 2 and 2 together, I think he probably is the one who this belongs to. Don't really want to help him though, but want to deal with this.
You should consider very carefully whether it's wise to approach him with that still a part of your being.
I don't know what else to do.
He's going to take out this pipe. You've seen it before. Long, almost the length of his entire arm. The bottom of it shaped like a wizard, and he kind of taps something out of it. Begins to pack it up with a little bit of pipe tobacco. And as he's doing so, he's going to say, there are many ways to deal with curses. Usually, each one unique to the circumstances that brought it about. Aka, you are traveling with the closest thing that I have to a niece.
Morwen?
Shay.
I didn't actually see that.
You know what's funny? I thought the same joke. Me?
Guntir? Club?
Aw. Gamble.
I did not have children of my own. I've lived an interesting life, a busy life. Shay came to us under difficult circumstances, and to watch her thrive has been something that brings me a joy that very few things that I have created have brought me. What I am saying is, find a way to fix that before you place her in more danger. There are very few things more dangerous than Zystris. But as the listener, I believe that I'm one of them. And he kind of packs the pipe.
Oh. Shots
At
fired.
about this time,
Nice.
you do hear... He is very nice.
Yeah.
At about this point, the three of you hear footsteps, and you hear Finn and Morwen probably talking.
Starting
Hey,
to feel
Uncle
better.
G.
Thought he was like gonna be real nice, just sipping my tea with him. And then he says that, and I'm just like,
More things to be sad about. Add another sigh.
Do you drink more tea?
He stands up and kind of comes over to greet all of you. Kind of takes one last inhale of the pipe and releasing the sweet smell into the air, puts it away. Welcome back.
Thanks. Look at my nut. I show him the coconut.
How long were you thinking about that?
No, I really wasn't.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I can testify. You gotta do that shit daily.
Hey.
Hourly.
Gamble kind of reaches out, looks at it, and Morwen, be careful of your hands. And he takes it from you if you're going to give it to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want it back.
He's going to look at it and kind of... This is full of poison,
Oh.
so please be careful.
Okay, what kind of poison? What's it gonna do? What is it?
He's going to just spill a little drop out, and you see sizzles
Wait,
on the
is it
stone.
open?
It's yeah. So it's.
I thought it was this. I thought this was a.
It is, but
Closed.
there's
No,
like
Like
a
where it
little
was
opening up at the
connected
top.
to its
Yeah,
veins or whatever.
exactly.
Like,
So there's like the
it's-
holes that it was connected to it with.
So it's like a little like bowling balls.
It does look almost
bowling
like
ball,
a
yeah.
heart, but
Okay.
so it has those little like connections, and within those, if you look into the little connections, you can see there is like liquid
Can I
sloshing
tie
around.
off the connection?
Yeah, you can,
Okay, I'm
yeah.
gonna do. I want
Sure.
to safely handle
Sure.
this thing.
So you.
I didn't realize
hearing
I was
that,
being-
tie it off with a little bit of string. You do have a
Ew.
lot of room.
And then-
Okay.
And use the rope and then tie it to the end of a stick and then just swing it around.
So, what is it?
It's poison. It comes from a woodland creature of some kind.
But like, what part of the body is this?
It comes from a plant.
So it is a nut.
You know what? Okay. No, I just no. Delicately.
Swig out.
I
Put
see
it
that
in
you
my
are
bag.
successful, Heinrich.
Yeah.
What? I'm not gonna. You think I'm gonna like football this
Why bother carrying it
around?
around? What's the point of keeping it? And then I'm just gonna like hand it
Do you
over to
have? Do you have something that could contain the poison?
Yes, that is a good idea. Not with me, but yes, when we get back, we can find something for you.
Okay.
Good enough reason to keep it around then, I
All right,
guess.
then I'm footballing the nut.
Oh yeah, and you have that cool dagger that you can lace these poisons into.
Yeah. I got a lot of stuff.
Yeah. All right.
A lot of things to do.
Anywho's it? Here's two of them, one inside the other.
Oh,
Long story short,
Well-
the thing we fought that came from had other children trees, and one of them
this was
embiggened, and it shattered the one that it was planted in, if that makes sense.
ignoring the word embiggened. What?
It's a word.
This was a living tree.
Yeah.
Tree and uncle.
Here.
That thing, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, here's part of its babies.
Though no longer.
He looks at you. These are good creatures.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
And I just kind of like quick like double tap. I didn't say anything.
I'm just like, don't even notice.
Okay, I'm gonna be
Real-
honest though. You
real
also,
Defended.
yeah, but you also like.
Defended.
Shay, you all mean to
It's
travel
like
through
yeeted.
the frost
How was
line.
I supposed
baby.
to know that
Yes,
this random tree
apparently.
was
This
gonna come and attack
makes
us?
things much more dangerous for you.
Yes.
He turns and looks at you. Akka. Beings within the frost line will know what you did. This makes a dangerous place almost incalculably more dangerous.
I have a question. Do they also know what we didn't do?
To take the life of something that is within the reality of this world, there are things that are pure good or pure evil. Affecting them can affect the way in which a being interacts with the forces that shape this reality. Certain things, like living trees, are able to sense this energy. So whoever struck the fatal blow is the one who will be attacked.
Interesting.
Whoever struck the fatal blow.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no blows, passive damage.
Well, you
Well,
both.
that's
Okay,
active.
you both could
just-
arguably be. You killed a baby.
How was I supposed to know? Had you
I'm
ever
just saying-
seen a living tree before?
Yeah. So.
It was whatever.
I mean, no, but I'm not going to tell you that.
What's done
Yeah.
is done.
I've seen a lot, okay? I've done a lot of drugs in my past. I've seen a lot of living trees.
I was killing this kid.
Who does crazy?
Too late. Anywho,
Well, opposed to like a living tree. Like all trees are living, right? Like for the most part.
Sentient tree.
Ah, well.
What I will do, I will listen and see if there is some route to forgiveness for you, Akka.
Great.
Okay, but we're good.
Traveling with somebody who has killed a spirit of the forest is dangerous.
Okay, like, what do you mean, like, with? Like, yeah.
Morwen, are you actually asking these questions? I have
Yes.
a battery and we have a mission. This is the end of the mission. I'd like to at least conclude that part of this.
He takes it and the little question mark goes away.
Yeah.
But he says, this is important.
Yeah.
If you all mean to travel through the frost line,
Carry it
have
though,
him...
right?
No, it's on the ground. He's not going to be able to carry it.
Yeah.
I bet he could move
I'll
it, but
move
he's
it
not going to.
around,
He's not
yeah,
going to try to
it's
move
fine.
it. If you mean to travel through the frost line, the way that the Feywild works, it is a separate plane from
Right.
this material one, but closely connected. The beings of that place connected to each other. There is an otherness to creatures that are not from there. You will all stand out already with this incident.
Oh, I have a question.
The spring court more forgiving than the winter, and you travel through the winter court's territory.
Okay, you can, like, resurrect stuff, right? And I have little pieces of this baby thing. Can you, like, resurrect that?
I
These little pieces?
cannot resurrect things.
Yeah, where did you get that idea from?
Well, you said, oh, you just said that you've seen a lot of people come back from the dead.
Yeah, he
Yes.
didn't necessarily do it himself.
Someone around that can do that?
Ironically, the closest place that I know...
I mean, I'm just saying, maybe if we could resurrect the baby, we could.
Yeah, we'll tack it onto the list of the reason why we're going to the frost line
You
in the
could
first
ask.
place to resurrect someone.
yeah, I know, there's a...
It's like,
Oh!
hey, can you bring back the thing that our friend killed?
Guys! Screw the whole mission. Sure.
I love
fine.
the idea of you guys bringing a treant back as like a dwarf. And just full circling the circle of life here. Just the most confused tree of all time.
Every one of us will be
Lord.
our original character in each other.
And the dwarf itself too just knows to be like potted, so it's just
It has potting instincts, yeah.
Guntir in a pot. Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. Anyways.
Guntir Mon, go! Ugh. Just plug the
Hang on a second. So, I will listen, and I will see if Azalian has some way to seek forgiveness.
Thanks.
I mean, so what's our plan now?
I'm gonna finally take that short little pause that I was intending to do when we arrived here.
Okay. Well, I wanted to see our friend.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna just like sit against the wall.
You're not gonna join? That's so rude. And
Trying
then
to short rest for so long.
gamble. Oops. Sorry, Tita.
There you go.
Where can I? When can I grab this little bottle for the nut poison?
When we get back, I can find something, or you, Shay, if you could have any of the monks find something for Morwen's nut poison. That would be much appreciated. Please make sure it's sealed securely.
So where do you want this thing?
if you wouldn't mind sitting it down, and he kind of like walks a little bit over and shows you a place to put it down.
I'll point out that there's like the broken thing inside of it as well, if he needs those components, if they help at all.
Yeah, and so immediately interested in that, and so he begins to kind of study these, and as he's talking, like, if you could place it over there, this, and he kind of like drifts off and starts kind of like going through this, a little bit distracted now, but thank you.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, if we get to use that ship when you're done messing with it, that's thank you.
I think this would very easily get you into the gated marsh. The frost line less so. And I would be hesitant to fly this through a tree line at the moment.
Right.
Just use caution.
Right.
Give me about a week and I can have this up and running.
Sure.
It will be smaller.
I have to hit up Kultaram anyways, so...
Hit up cult.
Yeah, I add all
Like
these
the
really
mall.
cool phrases to the world off the cuff.
You hit a
Originally, Heinrich was
Kultaram
supposed to be a
mall.
writer, so I don't know. Yeah, but that's absolutely great. Yeah, let us know, and if there's anything else we can do to help.
Of course.
Okay.
He kind of bends down, begins to study this pottery stuff again.
I'm gonna go find a spot in the.
Well, why don't you just
We're back in the what's
just come with me? Because short rest, can't you just be like kind of like you're just chillaxing? Like you can just sit there while we go see Froggy.
Yeah, I'll go sit in the same room with the chat.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that
It's
tracks
polite.
as a short rest.
I mean, right?
time
Isn't that
is
what a
it?
short rest is?
Right
Sitting
now.
at a campfire talking.
Sure.
kind of?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like an hour.
Recuperating.
Right now it is about 1 p.m. on a Sunday. Clear skies, 15 degrees up here in Yorn.
What's the wind chill?
With wind chill, it's getting close to single digits. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Okay.
It's not very windy right now.
Yeah. How's the air quality?
Very
UV
good.
index?
Real high.
Yeah,
Up
right.
here, jeez. Part of the reason why the stone is all white is because it's just sun bleached up
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
It's no, absolutely.
All right. That's what we're doing.
All right.
Okay.
You begin to make your way away from this dock area and slowly back towards where you know the iron ring to the Floatstone Fortress to be.
I am going to talk up Finn though and just let him know. This is this guy we were talking about, the gazelle you were trying to see. His appearance are a little different these days. It's a little funky. Catch him up on happening.
Yeah, he died and we brought him back. It turned out to become a grung. And he kind of forgot.
So this is like a real thing.
Yeah, this is, I mean, you just...
Yeah, just wait till you see him. He's gross.
Look where you are. I'm sorry. All these...
No.
You know what I mean?
I understand. It's just sometimes more when people will tell you things,
yes.
and you're very accepting of the
Yeah.
truths that people give you. You know.
Oh, totally.
This one's literal.
No one lies.
So this is real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he fell... He died... I don't know. Circumstances are shady, questionable. But we were able to revive him.
It's just so confusing, I think, because, the gazelle is like active in Nocturne, but yeah, if you guys say it's really him, sure. Let's go check out the gazelle.
Active in Nocturne, like how? And this is as we're walking, I'm assuming.
Oh, I don't know, there's been like a whole string of assassinations that have been attributed to him, so
How recently?
Well, come on. I mean, you work in
like a month ago.
You work in the field where people use monikers all the time, and the moniker can pass just to uphold the image of
but
omnipresence
This is the Silent Circle, so it's a little bit different. You can't really just impersonate one of those guys. Usually there's some pretty severe consequences for that kind of thing.
Huh. I'm gonna lean over to Morwen. Was he actually ever the gazelle?
I don't know. He said so, and he doesn't lie.
Right. And now I look over to Finn. I'm like, huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Gunter's never lied to me.
Is this post-mortem defamation?
Aka?
Yeah.
Probably not.
No.
Well, there's the poster with him.
Yeah, probably not.
He could have drawn
Silent
it
Circle's
himself.
not based out of.
Could have.
It's not based
Sure,
off.
but
Of,
what do we know? We don't know any
Oh my
better.
gosh.
And that was also seen completely unrelated to him.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, at some point, I'm sure.
Okay.
And also, no one lies ever. So why would you think that wasn't true?
Doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Well, if we can get him to remember oh my god, there's this whole thing with this guy right now too. He's so traumatized. So to add to it, and I'm assuming at this point we're floating on a cloud.
Sure, yeah.
So to
Are you
add
with
to
us?
this,
Yeah.
You guys just
Are
flying
you both?
over the
Are we all
sky.
together?
Yeah, I'm there, but I'm I'm not there.
You're physically there, but not
Physically
emotionally.
there, but just emotionally out of it.
To add to it all too, the form in which he came back, apparently souls being taken out of where they go after they leave the body and then being brought back sometimes pisses off wherever they were, if they were being held there, say. Like a prison break, you know what I mean? The guards are going to come after
I
them.
need like a second because so far today we've done a living tree, and you guys killed a baby, I think, and then also right now we're getting into like the afterlife, and that's a little too deep for me. So let's take a quick pause on that, and let's go see this individual because I believe you,
Yeah.
and I very much believe.
Yeah, meet him first. We'll talk if
You
you
believe you.
even care later. Then I have answers, but
All right.
forget it. Yeah.
Let's go see. So you make your way towards the court, now kind of like landing onto the Floatstone Fortress. You come to the place where there is that 25-foot gap between the sort of courtyard, crescent-shaped little arrival garden and the actual front door.
Yeah. All right. Same thing,
Oh yeah, sure.
and then all right. Just gonna use Dimension Door.
Yeah, links
Step over
arms
it.
with you. Purple door appears and you right through. No problem.
25 feet, 4th level spell slot.
There you go. You're really there.
Yeah, I'm so firmly.
Wait, how did the rest of us get there?
Jumping over.
She carried you
Oh,
and
right,
you floated.
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Not
one
as
by one,
wings.
you
All right,
make
and
your
just
way
like,
over.
whoop.
Without any issue, Shay, you catapult with.
Put a bridge there or something and mutter.
It's not a bad idea, but nobody here uses it. So
Yeah.
you all make your way one by one into the main door, into the courtyard, where you see Glub. He is now carrying the same pile of rocks, but one by one back to the other side of the courtyard.
I'm gonna take a seat somewhere nearby.
You can see
Start my
gloves,
short
this blue grung, now dressed very differently. You can see the crafter's gloves with all their straps and like leather bits kind of go all the way up to his shoulders, and where they flare out and would normally go over kind of and attached to the back, it forms almost like these shoulder pads, but like opposite sides. He's wearing cowboy boots, which are dark meadow boots in this world. They are so large on him, they actually reach just below his groin. So it is just cowboy boot that goes down to this oversized sweater, and the crafter's gloves all the way over. The only bit of the blue grung that you see is like this part of his face down. There's like the hood of a cloak over top, so he kind of looks like the evil Kermit the Frog in Bad Place. But he turns over, and even in the big sleeves and everything, his head goes back so his eyes can see you under the hood. And he just goes, "Oh, hi, guys." And he puts his little rocks down and kind of walks over very ponderously, like has to kind of little kid in a snowsuit, but he gets over to you.
How you doing, bud?
I'm doing okay. I'm moving rocks for Gamble.
All right. You enjoying that?
Yeah.
It's been a minute. What you been up to?
Well, first I got here and I ate some snacks and I wasn't supposed to. So they told me a song about it, and now I'm moving rocks for Gamble like I do every day.
Oh, that's very productive.
Yeah, yesterday I moved the pile 3 times, and today I'm going to move it 3 times, and tomorrow, if I'm really lucky, I'm going to move it 3 times also.
Oh my goodness, that's like 20 times.
I don't know how to do math.
Same.
Okay then. Hi.
So Finn, I'd like you to meet Finn. Finn, this is, who are you?
Finn.
What's the name
Glub.
again?
Finn was looking at Glub, then he turns to you, and as you're talking, he goes, "That's not fucking, no. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir." And Glub looks up and goes, "Oh, hi there." And Finn just says, You're not like a criminal." And Gleb goes, "I don't think I am."
Jeez, I hope not.
He turns to you, Shay. "You seem to have a pretty level head. Am I a criminal?"
Just walks away.
"Oh, well, this changes everything." And Gleb kind of gets up and just starts walking away.
Okay, we saw him.
This was This was anticlimactic.
Yeah, but weren't you gonna bring him to be taken care of by someone?
Was I?
Campbell,
You were.
Campbell wants him gone.
I don't think you said you were going to bring him to like a church or something.
know, I
That
just
was
said-
never my idea.
Okay,
Was
but
it?
you're his caretaker, so like.
I've been doing a great job. I'm his
Out
caretaker.
of all of us, let's be real. The closest connection is you.
I suppose. Hey, I got you a gift.
Glub's gone. You,
Alright, go
you
find him.
guys look from that conversation, and Glub has left.
I'm finding him. I
Okay.
got him a gift.
Without too much trouble, you can
Find him
find
5
Glub.
feet
He's
out the
about
front door.
30 feet. No, he's walking towards the northern hall, but he kind of stops and turns around. And as he does, he goes, "Oh, watch out! I'm a criminal."
I'm gonna give him one of the stone cups from the Cold Forge,
He takes it and goes, "Oh, thanks.
and I'm just gonna tear up a little and be like, "We always said we got together." So
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take your cup."
It's for you.
Oh.
It's too hard. It's too hard. I still have 5 left.
Glub just looks at it and goes, "Oh, okay then." And he puts it in his little gear, just sort of disappears. And he turns around and kind of takes a couple steps and goes, "Oh, thanks," and just keeps walking.
Do you want to bring?
Where?
Mention to.
Hey, you want to go to church?
Kind of turns around. Okay, what's that, church?
It's not my thing, so I'm not really sure.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna message to you like that. Oh god, I can't remember what her name was, but the woman in Dungannon.
I don't think I went with you.
We were all in Dungannon.
The only person
don't-
that met that woman, I believe, is Shay.
Yeah, we all heard about it.
Yes.
And that was the idea that came up of just like a place to leave him that he may
I brought
recover
her
and maybe
to-
like remember stuff too, but also isn't here being a bother to them.
Okay,
The
yeah,
the
that
night
was-
screams.
The night screams. I forgot. Okay. Yeah, we may go on a little vacation if you're interested.
I don't know what that is, but I'll go to the church.
It's just another place where you can move rocks.
Oh, church?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what you do. That's what you do in church. You move rocks around. And like some
Take me
person,
to
some
church.
holy person tells you what to do when you like follow it, or else you're like sinning.
Oh, well, I hope we can patch them up. And he just
Yeah.
kind of waddles over. Let's go.
Okay, I'm ready.
What? I have to go to Culturam. I'm not going there now.
Is he coming to Culturam?
I don't know.
Would you like to go to Culturam?
Okay.
Okay. He's
Do
down.
you want to go to Culturam? Does everyone? I was just gonna pop over there.
I don't really have a reason now,
Yeah.
except for to check on the Merrimack mounts, see how business is doing.
Oh yeah. we helped someone start a business.
Oh, I've heard of that place. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
What?
They have great banners.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Gamble said the ship will be ready in a week. Also, we have to wait to find out if we're gonna have a hard time or a harder time in the Faith.
Oh, we can't bring him there.
No.
Do we? Wait, but we've got that person, right? That can like boop 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 boop. Like, can she?
Carranza?
Yeah.
She's here, but she hates
She's
you
not gonna
guys.
do that.
Yeah.
No, we're
She
gonna make
might do
our
it
own
for
way.
Gamble to get rid of night screams.
Wait,
But I'm not-
Carranza? I know Carranza.
Yeah. Yeah, she's
Good,
very nice.
good for you. Yeah.
She does not like me.
Yeah, same.
I think it's because I'm a criminal. I didn't know that before.
Oh, don't take it too hard.
Okay.
Yeah. That's just it. I just have an errand to run, Culturam, but it's
Well,
gonna be a
okay.
week before the ship
you
is
continue
ready.
with your rocks. I'll come get you when it's time to go to church.
Okay. And he just kind of turns back around and waddles back to his pile of rocks.
Yeah.
Love you, Glub. Fuck off.
But he squishes back in his cowboy boots and continues to move rocks.
Now with a cup.
No. And a criminal.
Yeah. Can I have a short rested yet?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
Yeah, so you can mark off a short rest
All
if you
right,
want.
everyone gets their bonus.
Bonus HP.
Oh, yay. I
12
haven't had that
HP.
in a while.
Yeah.
It makes a pretty big difference.
It really
Definitely.
does.
Yeah, it really is.
It really does.
I don't think I do because I walked away.
Oh. Well, if you are within...
Where are you going, Shay?
If you are visible to me
find-
within... Well, if you're visible to me.
To find someone to collect the container for Morwen, but then also to go check out the construction.
Sure. With very little trouble, you can find a container for Morwen. No problem. And it can look however you want. This is essentially what is as close to a home as you have at the moment.
I'm finding someone to take it to where I'm not going back.
Sure. You begin to walk and kind of look at the construction here. Not a ton of like.
Is it the elevator thing?
So the elevator is something that's mostly finished because it's really just modifying the existing floating steps with machinery that they brought.
Right.
It's the same machinery that they used to lower the stuff down from the mountain in the first place. You guys, I don't think, figured out how they did that. But either way, that's mostly assembled. The real construction right now is they're trying to rebuild the monastery in the northern wing. But making your way there, you do come to, before you get to the actual northern wing proper, there is a wooden sign. Give me 1 second here.
Is this like Glub's theme?
Yeah,
It's a
this
little
was sad. This was sad Glub music. I'll change it
It's kind
now.
of like Animal Crossing or something.
Yeah.
Like the credits.
Oh, I do.
Honestly,
I
if
have
anyone
some-
remembers the band The Eels, it reminds me of that.
No idea.
Oh, wait, I always pick this
Only the
one. This is not
frogs.
one that I know. Give me 1 second here, and we'll give you some nice, just moon music. Okay. You come to a sign that says. Man, where is the sign? One of the problems is I put Colteron right here. Okay, there's a very un-Zinyi looking sign. It actually has like a little small weave of tiny white clover flowers hung over it that does look like it was probably crafted by somebody of the Zinyi. But the sign itself, kind of like jagged in very bad handwriting, you can see it says "Glub, do not pass this sign." Walking past that, you enter into a space large, a little bit larger than the monastery proper in terms of the full size of it. There is a huge, almost like divot in the ground where the stone has been worn away by rain, the little bits of drops that have kind of seeped in through the cracks in the ceiling over the years. And even as you enter, you see like little bits of color skitter and then disappear into the edges of the water, these little lizards that seem to be amphibious. You're the only person here, and as it kind of shifts to about 2 o'clock and the sun is beginning to kind of set, shadows are cast through and little rays of light come, and you see the dust kind of dancing in those rays. There is a beauty, a very quiet beauty to this place. You'd imagine Glub very disruptive to it. But for a moment, there is this sadness because there is a sense of home here, and it reminds you a little bit of what's not there. You can see elements that have begun, little bits of wood that have scaffolded up, and you can see in the corner, very, very carefully kind of set to the side, the archway from the monastery. The gates, the heavy gates, no longer part of it, probably too heavy to bring, but the archway itself, which stood for thousands of years, still with the Zinyi, and probably will be worked into the construction. But the beginnings.
I think I want to find something that would work as like a training yard.
Okay.
Just do some form practice, I suppose.
Sure. No problem. There's a lot of space in this place. As you wander through the northern wing, there are whole rooms on the second floor of this place, easily almost the size of like half the courtyard. So one of those places, tall, almost 10 feet tall windows that are arched about 3 feet wide. You can fit through them. So plenty of light coming in, the kind of golden rays, the last little bits of sun before it begins to turn to purples and pinks and reds. It's beautiful, but there is an element of your training that is a bit more intense. But as you were doing that, you were taking your short rest. Akka, what are you doing?
I think I'm gonna just like find a place that's just quiet and warm to just like not deal with anything for a bit.
Okay.
I
Take a
really
sort
hope
of-
that place is like in earshot though of like an occasional night scream. Where you're like, ah, yes.
'cause it's still only like 2 p.m.,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we're not like on
No,
bed.
it's-
No, I know. I'm
probably
just
about
it would be
3:30,
funny.
4
That's
o'clock.
all. It's just like finally some
I
peace
think
and
I would
quiet.
start
like,
my long rest, but like I'm gonna reattune to my cloak of protection.
Sure.
Because I've I think gotten the stain out, right?
Stain.
Stains.
The tear?
Or the tear, yeah. 'cause
What
then-
did you
You can
think?
mend
What
it.
did I do with
Buffed
that?
the tear out of
Did
it.
I like poop your cape?
I mean,
shit,
would that be that
yes.
surprising?
Yeah, it's not
touche.
outside
I'm
the
wearing
realm
pa-
of possibilities.
Well, I'm wearing pants now, so.
Right, that would really help.
Contains
But
it.
yeah, I'm gonna reattune to that, deattune, distune, deattune. I don't know. I'm gonna
Unattuned?
unattune. And then I'm gonna long rest by just sort of lying there staring at the ceiling, being sad,
Sad Aka noises.
sad and pensive.
You stare up at the ceiling for a long time.
8 hours. Actually,
4.
4 hours.
You ignore. No, you do the fully.
Yeah, full 8.
Full 8. But the last 4 are purely just because it's
You're just
got
spiraling.
nothing better to do. Just
So in this structure, there are 4 wings to it. There's a central courtyard. The northern wing is very tall. There's multiple floors. The other wing's all about 3 stories, but giant stories. Which wing are you in? You would remember the northern one is kind of where the Zinni are doing construction. I believe the east one is the library where the lore binders are set up. The southern and western wings relatively empty. The western one has some people kind of set up in it, but
probably in the southern one, the one that's least occupied, and I would probably go kind of fly up and find a warm little nook or cranny.
yeah. So the third floor inaccessible because of the damage. So you can fly up there,
Yeah.
and it's
take
ruined,
Yeah.
but you can hang out there, and nobody
Yeah.
can really get to
I'll
you.
take a look around too while I'm up there, kind of idly,
Okay.
just to see if there's anything cool up here, and then I'm just gonna chill up there and whatever.
So
Think about my lot in life.
as you spend some time up there, is anybody else doing stuff before they're kind of settling in for the night? It seems.
I want to eat some food.
I was gonna try to find a quick way to get to Colteron.
How are you gonna do that?
I don't know. I'll look around, see if Gamble knows anyone. If I can find Gamble. I don't know where he went.
Gamble comes. He's gonna come back a little bit later, so he's not quite there yet.
That's fine. I'll just go down to the library area, I suppose,
Sure.
and delicately look through it for anything on the frost line, I suppose. Try to
Okay, yeah.
recon any intel as much as I can.
You make your way down to the library. There's still a good number of lore binders there. The Zinni that you had seen previously, not present at the moment.
Right.
Boron is still there.
Their shift is over.
Yeah, they come and they help out, but they're very frustrated by how slow the lore binders are going on this.
Right.
You can see Lorebinder Gesh, you met last time, and you see Boron. But you walking in and kind of casting your eyes about little elements of this giantese kind of reshapes, and you can read elements of it. There's a lot here.
Yeah.
But looking for the frost
Now's
line,
the best time to spend time.
make a history check.
Could I have Boron help me?
Yeah, you can do it. Boron comes up and
Nice.
he's happy to help you out.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I mean, I think we're going to be heading to the frost line, and if they floated above it for so long, gotta have info, you know?
Well,
Damn, okay. First one is better than the second. 19.
okay. Very quickly you find something. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, lucky on that 18 there with my +1 history.
So, as you kind of read through and you look at little bits, there's tons here. A lot of history. There are pretty mundane things. You can see what looks like records of rainfall, all fairly low. One of the things that jumps out at you, you see a winter court domain.
Okay.
You very, very carefully, with Boron's help, pull this vellum tome from the table. It's about 1.5 feet tall, so with the two of you bringing it over to the table, setting it down, and turning it open, you find out a little bit about the frost line. Not always called the frost line. It is a place where the Feywild kind of connects with the material plane, and it is ruled by an Eladrin of the Winter Court, or at least the time of this writing was, which is several thousand years ago.
Eladrian?
An Eladrin named Azalian Deltrace. He's described in this as having frosty white hair that's raised to many rippled points. His eyes are white and glow faintly. And as you read this, you do remember seeing another individual like this. His lips are tinged blue. It seems as if where he travels, winter travels with him. He is...
Who came to mind when I read that description?
The closest figure that you've seen to this is Meliora. Similar glowing eye.
Oh, okay, right.
Of the most interest, similar to what you already know, you learn that the frost line seems to change and shift.
Mm-hmm.
But there are 3 rules to the frost line that Azalian has set.
Mm-hmm.
And within the Feywild, these rules much more impactful than any verbal rule in the material plane.
Mm-hmm.
The rules are the rule of Winter's Hearth, which states you may not refuse a creature food or warmth until they have proved by words or by actions they would harm you.
Okay, that's going to be hard already.
The rule of Friends. To declare a person a friend means to do them no harm until the rise of the next sun. The rule of international travel. You need to quarantine. The rule of intentional travel. You must clearly know your destination to reach it. Elsewise, the frost line will move you to meet its own ends.
Okay, so...
And what was the check that you rolled?
19.
19? Finally, although the writing past this point, there's more, and it seems to be pretty badly damaged. To really read more, you'd need to start doing some checks.
Mm-hmm.
But the last kind of bit that you can see, within the frost line, emotions have a very visceral effect. And depending on your emotions, positive or negative, it can physically change the space around you.
Okay.
You read chronicles of bursts of cheery fey creatures erupting around an area. You read about things like inanimate objects suddenly beginning to smile. Strange things occur as you have emotions within the frost line. But to read further about some of these effects would require a check. The book is kind of crumbling.
Okay, and that would be to not damage it.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
Is this sleight of hand?
This would be sleight of hand. Yeah.
Perfect. It's my second highest check that I never fucking use.
And you can make it an advantage as Boron is helping you.
Yeah. All right.
He holds the book steady.
Okay, off to a good start. Okay, 20. Dirty 20.
You turn the page very carefully, and you can even see as you do the binding kind of widen a little bit, but you turn the page.
Mm-hmm.
With a positive mood, flowers come to bloom, fireflies dance, icicles glow, music can play from thin air, and you can find special treats that seem to grow from the wilds for you. Negative energy, you'll see faces that weren't there. The wind will grow cold, and you'll hear very unpleasant things.
Okay.
Further, on the opposite page, there's a whole article on death within the frost line.
Okay.
Azalian has set the frost line up in such a way that death affects the area in a very visceral way as well. You read that, you can read kind of the first sentence, then you have to turn the page again. Upon dying, your corpse could have a tree grow around it before the eye bursts and the thing just kind of grows out of the body.
Okay.
That would be a very permanent death.
Uh-huh.
There's more and other possible things, again, would need to kind of turn. There's several more pages. I mean, there's more information. You can keep trying.
Does it all seem to be related to, like, death?
This entire book is on the frost line. You can't really tell how much more of it is about death, but
Okay.
there's more.
And hold on, convert.
You're seeing, like, the top of a table, and so you're getting the sense that there's, like, more on the next page, but...
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it again.
All right, yeah,
With help
sleight of
and
hand
all that
check.
stuff. Is it still at advantage?
Yep.
Okay. All right, that's a 19.
Okay. You turn this page. This one, even more frail.
Uh-huh.
And as you turn it now, you actually hear elements of the binding start to split. And you would imagine if you turn another page, this book is going to break.
Okay.
However, you successfully turn this page.
Okay. I'll stop and look at Boron and be like, oh.
There is a chance that upon dying, a gentle ice coats you, preserving you for up to a week. There is a chance that the spirit of winter itself decides to help you, and you might spring back to life with the last breath returned to your lungs. All possibilities. The page opposite that speaks on foraging in the Frostlines. There are things that you can find to feed you and regular water, although it does note you need to be very careful about what you eat, and especially about accepting food from others. Mm-hmm. However, foraging in the Frostline can find everything from plates of sourdough bread with jam left out in the wilderness as if it had grown from plants, to flaky meat pies just left out on checkered cloths.
Okay.
Foraging isn't just about finding plants. Mm-hmm. There are quite a few things to find, and many of them, it seems, magical.
Okay.
The last thing that you read...
I have my button. Huh? I said it's too bad that that's the information because I just have like a button for food.
I mean, you can read about the first thing that you could potentially find. One of the most common things that you find is a rough-hewn stone plate with black-crusted sourdough bread, a stone ramekin of salted butter, and similar kind of blueberry-ish jam that is often found just in the wilderness.
Okay.
Things of that nature.
Okay.
It seems like there's probably more, but then on the next page as well, in the part that cracked, you read the word reflection. But aside from that, kind of all you get.
Reflection. Just the word reflection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Since I read it, and I'm going to have transcribed it and stuff, if I just refer to the rule of hearth, friendship, and intentional travel, you help remind me?
Yes.
Okay. So many things to write down, so we're good. They're like, all right, thank you, Boron. That was actually really... Some very helpful, some not so much, but interesting nonetheless.
This is more information than I have ever known about the Frostline.
Yeah.
I will continue to study this, and if we find anything of interest...
Perfect.
We'll contact you.
Perfect. Because we got the, oh, I don't have it. Shay does. No, wait. Do we have one?
I've,
Didn't you combine them all?
What?
I think Gamble's supposed to be working on something to combine them
He was
all.
talking about
Yeah, Gamble has a way of doing it.
Yeah.
I love that it's a Rolodex. Actually.
Yeah.
It's all it is literally just a 3-ring binder.
Yeah.
He invented it. It's a Gamble binder. What was I just saying?
Contact me if you find out any more about the Frostline.
So you would remember you gave him the bowl of sending back. That was to help somebody get here.
Yeah.
So it probably is back in Yorn somewhere. But you have a sending.
We have a way. Yeah, we have a way to contact.
Yeah.
And more importantly, you have a way to contact us if you find out anything.
Precisely.
Excellent.
And further, with Carranza, we could reach you if we needed to.
That's true. That's true. Speaking of Carranza and the main reason why we interact with her, you wouldn't happen to know of any quick ways to get to Coltaram from here, would you?
I could have Carranza take you.
I don't want to be a bother to her. I feel so bad.
Any time that she uses that ability, she's gone for at least a day. It's as inconvenient any time.
Yeah, but I just mean, like, due to specifically our relationship.
What do you mean?
In the Cold Forge, it's put her through some shit, and I feel terrible about it, and she's pissed at us.
She hasn't mentioned it.
Okay. Okay, well, alright. Table that idea for now.
Elsewise, it's not that long of a walk.
Right, that was going to be my original, but I figured if you guys or Gamble or any of the Zinyi had any, since they're, you gotta live up here, any fast forms of travel.
From the campus, I could travel to Coltaram. We have that capability, but not from
here. Yeah. It's alright, I'll ask Gamble whenever he gets back.
You could also have Carranza take you to the academy. and then have someone there, as you are a lorebinder, teleport you to Coltram.
Yeah, but that seems kind of... Instead of just a direct path, you see what I'm saying?
Of course.
Because then I'd have to get back from the academy to here, and it's...
Oh,
that's a
dude,
lot.
just soak it up and
I'm
ask
just gonna-
Carranza. Take her out to dinner, dude.
I'll talk to Gamble too, but yeah. Thank you. That's all. Just figured out I asked that one.
Very well.
But Frostlion, let me know.
He nods and kind of gets back to reading this. He's in this book
Yeah.
now. You can see getting a little bit like tired at the end of his day when you came in, but now like
Reinvigorated.
yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be a long night.
Mm.
So no problem. You do that. Anybody else doing anything before you guys take a long rest?
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna walk around with Finn,
Okay.
talk some shit,
You walk around, talk some shit. Sure.
eat some food.
What food?
I don't know, well, whatever we can find. I'll find you and be like,
Some
can,
cloudberries.
and I'm gonna be like, I'm hungry.
Oh, yeah. Boop. Dinner.
Thank you.
Roast everything.
So this beautiful
Roast
like,
exclusive meal. Root vegetables.
fantastic.
Meat. Roasted malt beer. Roasted
nuts.
roast
S'mores.
nuts. Yeah, all the whatever, everything roasted.
Yeah.
What is our plan
Chevy
tomorrow?
Chase.
Roasted ice cream.
Yeah, there you go. Coffee. Yeah. I am looking for a way to get to Goltaram just to retrieve that thing that I had
Some guy just roasted.
Aishalis working on for me.
Finn, are you gonna want to go to Coltaram?
I mean, not especially. I'm not like an underground kind of guy, but if that's what we're going on the way to wherever we're going, yeah, sure.
No, I wasn't thinking of going. I think I'm just gonna get really drunk and sleep off tomorrow.
It could be. It could just be a solo one and done. Just going.
All right, I'm
Come
whipping
back.
out the good stuff.
Okay. Finn's gonna join you in that for sure.
I think I'm just gonna get really drunk and go to sleep.
It's gonna take a lot less.
So a
too, 'cause
normal
Because
night-
if we're chilling here,
Yeah.
I've got nothing to do. So
you
that's
were
what
at
I'm gonna
sea
do.
level. You were at sea level like not 24 hours ago, and now you're like the opposite, and you're probably just gonna drink the same amount
Getting shit.
of half as much.
Yeah. So you and Finn are gonna have a really drunk night. We'll get back to that in a second.
Yay!
Akka.
Yeah.
As it gets darker, night falls, and you up in the space by yourself, laying on your back, just looking up. The stars are beautiful, first of all. There's enough of the ceiling missing that you see bits of sky through. And up here, with no clouds in the way, the longer that you look, the further that you can see. And there's a point where it really is almost just a sea of just tiny points of light that blend together. And you realize at this point, your hand, the one that is affected, just kind of drumming your fingers. Though you don't remember doing that. But as soon as you notice, it stops.
I'm just kind of like sense of dread.
You can all mark off a long rest.
Yay.
And that is where we're going to take a break, because it is about 10 o'clock. So it's actually 10:24. So we're going to step away super quick, just for, about 15 minutes, and we'll be back at 10... I can do math. 10:40. 10:40. So thank you for hanging out with us so far. We're going to be back where I think we might be going to Coltaram, but we'll see. See you at 10:40. I don't remember how to go to break.
There's a
Press
button.
the button.
Howdy, folks, and welcome back to Adventures in Alberon, our totally normal 5th edition campaign where nothing else happens when the cameras go off. Welcome back. Give me just one moment. You guys.
To that music, too.
I know, right? That's the best part.
I'm just thinking.
Oh my gosh. With the music, too.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like in an elevator, just like. Which floor?
On the sky.
All the way up.
Throws it up,
Anyways.
pushes the button, keeps going. Okay, we're done.
Our conversation went to devil sticks for some reason over the course of our break. But welcome back. If you are just tuning in, this group around you, hard to believe, but they are an effective combat group, and they did manage to take out this venom sap tree ant pretty quickly. Your group managed to obtain the battery that you were looking for and return to Campbell, and then the Floatstone Fortress, where you all found rest at various points. So, as morning dawns, Shay, you're up first. You're doing some of your,
Monkey stuff.
yeah.
Funky stuff.
I'm gonna go to the library and look up phylacteries
Okay,
when I'm done.
okay.
What's
So
the-
after 4 hours or after the full 8?
After the 4 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as all of you are sleeping, Akka, there is a moment where you come to, and even as you do, you can hear a scream. Very nasally, very throaty, and it's probably Glub. And then
I'm
it just
kinda
kind of
like-
goes quiet.
That's the night screams.
And then you recognize that you're tapping your fingers again. But you wake up and you can make your way to the library.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my way to the library. And every time I hear a scream, I'm just gonna be like,
You don't hear another one. They're they're like pretty well spaced so that you just feel like you're in the
It's
clear.
like
Yeah, it sucks.
continuous drum.
No. It's like every now and then you get a real loud, real sudden
I
scream.
thought it was like fire alarm going off.
No. That would almost be better because you could kind of get used to it. This is a lot worse.
It's like when you're about to go back to sleep, you're like,
You make your way to the library. You can already see as you get to this wing, the door open, a little bit of candlelight flickering through. And as you enter, you can see Lorebinder Boron, who you'd actually met previously, this huge Goliath in this super tight academic robes that are far too small. Yeah, very tight. Skin tight. Yeah, so this Goliath, fascinated at this book. You see
they
the
run out of thread at the.
you see the bindings to this book split all the way down the middle now, but working his way through. It's in giant T's. I don't think you speak that, but it huge tomes. He turns as you approach. Akka.
Hello. I was going to do some research while I was here.
There's a process to this research. This is very old,
Okay. Yep.
so
What's
no.
the process?
We need to catalog all of it, and we can't risk the vellum crumbling. Some of this has been here for thousands of years.
I can be careful with the guild, the collective.
He looks at the badge and kind of nods. I'm aware of your organization. We've had dealings with you in the past. The answer is still no. If you wish, in the morning we can have one of the scribes help you transcribe whatever it is you're looking for.
With all due respect, Boron,
Yes.
this is something that's pertinent to our ongoing investigations. As Finger Gang, not as collective. And the urgency is,
These
As you
tomes
would
have been
expect.
here for approximately 3,000 years. As urgent as the matter might be, it can wait several hours longer.
fine. Okay. Yep. I'm sorry to have disturbed you. I'm gonna.
Out of curiosity, Akka, what are you looking for?
Before I answer, is there any sort of like indication that this is him? Like he's prying a bit, right?
Make an insight check.
Ooh, that was really bad insight. 10.
Hard to tell. I mean, you haven't spoken to a ton of Goliaths like him. The Goliaths that you've grown up with are rowdy and wild. And there's something about Boron because of his weird you are more Goliath than Boron is. And so for that reason, kind of hard to read.
Have you heard of phylacteries?
Yes, in the context of old tales of liches.
That's what I'm looking into. I have reason to suspect that Zystris,
The Mind Flare.
yes, may in fact be involved with, or himself, a lich.
That would make sense. Given everything that we've heard of him and the movements that he's exhibited, lichdom would track.
And so I want to look up as much as I can about phylacteries.
So you decided a 3,000-year-old giant library prior to the dawn of magic would be the place to look.
It might have something that may assist us.
When these books were written, the weave did not yet exist. Necromancy did not yet exist. There were ways to change death. They were more powerful and primitive in the same time than what we have access to now. For a phylactery, a lich should only have one. To destroy it would take some kind of extraordinary means,
Like more powerful primal magic.
like the Cold Forge. Something primal, yes. Something elemental. Something old.
Well, once again, I'm sorry to have disturbed you. I'm gonna get the fuck out of there. That guy makes me uncomfortable.
Aka,
Like, as I'm walking out, stop again. Like, yes?
in the next minute or so, Glub is going to scream.
Thanks.
Just wanted to let you know.
And sure enough, about 30 seconds later, you hear this loud
Like,
shriek.
looking at my non-existent watch.
Yeah. Very shortly after.
Well, I don't want to try and break in, but I kind of want to try and break in. It was just him.
As far as you could tell.
How large is the library wing?
So it's about, in total, 40 feet wide, about 100 feet tall, and the walls stretch up as bookcases. So huge towering space, maybe about 40 by 40. From the candlelight, there is areas in the darkness around the edges. The candle's all the way on the western kind of side where the table is. So there is darkness on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be able to read any of it anyway. If it's all in giant. Yeah, not worth it.
Fair
I'm just
enough.
gonna, I guess just kind of wander around a bit, idly looking at the place, but not really looking for anything.
And your passive perception isn't above 30, correct?
Not above 30, no.
Fantastic. As you turn to walk away, you see an element of the wall flap. And this invisible-like cloak kind of falls across Meliora's shoulders, having been standing almost right next to the door.
Oh,
A phylactery,
do you know anything about them?
perhaps. Where is this phylactery? And you can see just the one eye in the darkness peering very intently at you, glowing almost this ethereal silver.
I'm not sure.
She takes that in for a second and then seems to accept it, kind of nods. There have been others. Zystris, created others. If you know of one, that means that there is more than one. That is troubling.
So you know of others. Do you know where those are?
I know where one was. But it has been a long time since any had been there, so hard to tell.
Well, there's definitely at least one left.
I've noticed that I have to tell the same story again and again. Let's wait until everybody is together.
Fair enough. They have a tendency to make people do things unnecessarily.
Speaking of which, if you've been asked to stay out of a place, I would recommend doing so.
I wasn't planning on going back. I don't speak giant anyway.
She just sort of nods a little bit and goes back to just sort of standing up outside of the library.
Walk away.
There you go. Okay. So, with that, the rest of you awaken in the morning.
I don't know. We got pretty drunk last night.
Oh, right. Roll a D100 for me, please.
You do not wake up.
Dead.
Make a death save.
Oops. Well. 5.
A 5?
5.
Oh, boy.
How far down the steps did you fall?
5.
Make a death save.
Roll another D100 for me.
6.
Really?
It's 69.
Oh! Wait, actually?
Nice.
That's a super critical. A hypercritical.
Tina, vouch. 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 Yes. Yes.
It finally
Wait.
happened.
Wait, what does that mean for me and Finn? we're just buddies.
Make a death
Aka,
save.
Heinrich, and Shay, the three of you awaken, finding
Maturity
the
at
morning
its finest.
sunrise.
Well, I don't wake up.
No, you're
I've already been awake.
you feel more active.
Yeah.
You're like a lizard where the sun comes up and you're like, oh yeah, I can move again.
I'm just sitting down and like reading my book, and I just feel like, oh, I'm fully charged.
Ding.
Oh yeah, how many hours of Elvish did I get?
You hear a little ping.
How many?
3. How long are you spending on Elvish?
I don't know, as much as it doesn't interrupt a long rest.
3 hours.
Okay. That makes it 102.5 hours.
You are at the point where, at the moment, it would take a little bit of conversing for somebody to realize that you're not fluent, and then afterwards they would be like, "Oh yeah, like
There's
you
the
know,
accent. There's the weird word
exactly."
choice.
But
Gotcha.
you're on the cusp of proficiency there.
Oh, nice. Almost there.
So the morning comes. The three of you awaken and can do whatever it is that you wish, but you do not find Morwen or Finn right away.
Okay, I will look for them.
I'm gonna float down from my little nook,
Yeah.
I guess.
No problem.
And, probably look for something to eat
You float down to your little nook.
from my little nook.
Morwen, your head hurts. You're not quite awake. There are times where you kind of like almost come to. You feel like you're standing, which is weird because you've never fallen asleep standing up. Then you kind of pass out again. You kind of wake up and you have these weird dreams of creatures with glowing eyes and shrieks and screams. The rest of you, as you begin to look for Morwen, are approached by Meliora. If you are looking for your friend, I've tied her up.
What'd she
What?
do this time?
What? What happened?
Her and Finn were throwing things off the side of Yorn. So,
Throwing what things off the side of
a
your
lot of things.
Like what kind of thing? Nothing from like the library or anything, right?
No. Morwen had her bag open, and her and Finn were throwing things and trying to catch them.
Okay, great. All right.
Oh my god.
There goes your inventory.
It's a lot of stuff, so.
Okay.
It's a good thing there aren't any towns below us.
Okay, where did you tie them up?
Please. And she begins to lead you off towards the northern wing. As you walk, she says, I placed them here, as Glub is not allowed in the northern wing, and if they asked Glub to untie them, you would.
What are you freaking out about?
This is a great opportunity for me.
It's terrifying.
That's, what?
God.
It's not
Melior
that
leads you to the northern wing, where you see the same sign that asks Glub to stay out. And,
I chuckle at
as
that.
you get into this large empty space, you see tied to either of these beautiful ancient arches. On one side, Finn, still just straight passed out and snoring. And then you see Morwen, the cat fur askew. You know, it looks like there's like areas that maybe she like groomed and then fell asleep on, so they're like up.
Patched, yeah.
Her jacket is nowhere to be found. She's
Okay.
in full Zinyi garb.
Oh,
You can also see next to her bag looks probably about 3/4 full.
okay.
Finn wearing the same clothes that he was wearing before, no boots, completely jostled hair. It looks as if at some point, not quite makeup, but some kind of a blue powder has been applied to much of his face. It looks like, you know, in Arrested Development, that what's his name, the guy who becomes blue, and how you can kind of see like elements of skin and everything, but it's just mostly blue. His face is like that.
Okay.
And as he snores, little bits of drool kind of coming down, the blue like comes away, and
Okay.
it's pretty unfortunate. Every now and then Morwen seems to be like trying to move and say something, but she is still blackout drunk.
Okay.
Do we wake him up?
They seem harmless now.
Well, they're probably going to be harmless when they wake up, too.
Right. Maybe we just move them. Oh,
I'll go untie
Where-
Finn and also
where's
start
like a-
pickpocketing him.
is this the most
Okay,
isolated
make a sleight of
area?
hand check. This is a pretty isolated area. Yeah.
Okay. Well, at least
That's
I
right,
don't even-
motherfucker.
I don't even know. I don't even
Wait,
know.
what are
what
you
to
doing? Are you stealing from
I'm
me?
stealing from Finn.
Oh.
Do I notice
Well.
What did you roll?
That was a 23.
Certainly not. This is pretty quick.
28.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely not. You see.
Ah,
that? What?
No.
It's
Oh,
to my
Heinrich
question.
doesn't notice it.
Do I notice? Yeah.
So Akka, you go over to Finn, and as you undo the rope, luckily, the rope is tied all around his shoulders, around his arms, around his hands, so you have the opportunity to pretty much touch his entire body.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
I'm looking for like something good to steal from him as retribution
Of course.
for this fucking ram statue.
You go through. You find a lot of empty bags in his pocket, which is weird. And they look like they probably did hold coins. And then you realize Finn and Morwen together like blackout drunk. And you kind of turn and look at Morwen, and even though her bag is pretty empty, you're guessing there's a lot of Finn stuff in her pockets. However, with a it was 28.
I'm using a flash of genius to make it a 28.
Okay. With a 28, you do find something.
Nice.
You would find a small flask, like silver maybe. Within it, there's like a little window, vertical, and it has like little curved edges, and through it you see a shimmering orange liquid.
Anything I've seen like that.
I know that it's been in the campaign. It was sometime during the first arc, like the Midnight Assembly, so Akka did not see it.
Okay.
However, make an Arcana check.
Okay. That's a 22.
As you examine it a little bit more and kind of shake it, the liquid reacts so much more violently than the shake that you give it. And you recognize you've seen something relatively similar, although a much more refined version. But this is a minor potion of the Berserker. It's something that makes somebody briefly, significantly stronger at the cost of really tiring them out.
Okay. Minor potion of the Berserker. I'm taking that.
Sure, you got it.
And then gonna pretend like I've finised untying him and go steal some shit from Morwen.
The only other thing that you do see on him,
Not as
there
much,
is
but
around
just a
this little
token.
leather chain. You've seen it on Morwen before.
Uh-huh.
It's like a little Mud Brotherhood token.
Ooh.
Oh, that'd be fucked up.
Ooh. I'm like, would that ingratiate me to him, or would that piss him off.
You're gonna steal it and be like, "Hey, you dropped this last night."
I'll be like, oh, remember that thing you said about, like, borrowing? I borrowed this from you. Boom. No, I won't take that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna...
You untie him and kind of he almost falls. You kind of like lower him to the ground. He's straight up passed out.
Okay.
Yes.
Gonna go do the same thing with Morwen.
Okay. Heinrich, are you doing anything as this happens?
Well, did I see it? That's what I was asking.
You didn't. No, you didn't see that.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just saw him untie Finn.
Well, I guess I would have been untying Morwen then.
Okay. So untying Morwen, you hear Morwen just kind of go 69. Just kind of like, and Meliora just goes. She's been saying that almost all night.
I wonder what that means.
I don't know.
The number doesn't have any significance.
Maybe it's like the number of gold she threw over the side.
And even as you say that, and like Heinrich pulls one of the ropes away, Morwen's arm rockets out. Little piece of gold hits the wall and then kind of like rolls.
I'll just tie her back up then. If she's like still actively doing this stuff, like nah.
It's unrope, unrope. Oh,
Yeah,
right
exactly.
back.
Yeah.
Try again.
So what did I lose?
A lot. The most marked thing you can mark off Priscilla's skull. That is gone.
Through Priscilla.
It's important, not Frank.
Not Frank.
Okay. I don't
That
think
would
I
have been a double.
ever.
That would have been like a roll of 1 and then roll a 1.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we're finding Frank.
Yeah.
The world could end. We gotta find Frank.
Yeah, exactly.
Zeistreese is like, I'm here to end the world. And you guys are like, we're looking for Frank. He's
Yeah,
like,
have you
"Let
seen
me
Frank?"
help."
Oh shit, Frank is missing.
Not Frank. He was the good one. So you all now kind of awake. Morwen, you are untied. You come to for a moment, and the world spins.
Ouch.
You are very drunk. You, in the brief bits of consciousness that you have, don't remember being this drunk.
Cool.
Also, in the
I just
brief
squeak
moment,
out one word. Eggs.
Eggs?
I want eggs.
Okay.
Give me eggs.
Meliora watches all of this happen. Does not seem to notice you stealing off of Finn, but sort of watches all of this and then just says to you, Heinrich, do you do this every night?
No. I have no idea where this... I know
Every
where it
other-
came from, but I've never seen it this bad before.
Every other night, typically.
And you're all leaving today?
I was going to. It doesn't look like she is.
You could take her, though.
Could, but I could also just leave her
Want
tied
to?
there. Look, I have to go to Colteron before an associate of mine leaves on an extended journey, and she has something.
You see this wide grin
She
spread
has
across
something that
Meliora's
could
face.
help us a lot in the Frost line, probably.
Don't worry, I'll look after her.
Okay, thank you. Please don't hurt her.
I didn't intend to.
Okay. I don't think she meant to either.
Okay.
She doesn't need to do much, but she does.
Did I do that?
So, Heinrich,
Yes.
what are you doing?
I'm looking for a gamble. I would like to find a way to Colteron that... Karan's a last-ditch effort, basically.
Don't you want to stay to hear what Meliora has to say?
Does she have something to say?
Yeah, but are you reminding her?
Yeah, I was like...
She was a little busy last night.
Yeah, but then I thought we were going to get Morwen so she could tell it just the once because she didn't want to say it like 6 times.
Yeah.
Oh.
So if you remind her,
Yeah.
Um,
so what did you want to tell us before you go?
Okay.
We'd also have to go collect Shay, because Shay never joined.
Oh,
back up
Shay's
with you.
not here. I
Yeah.
figured she'd just be floating, but I guess we're...
I'll just send Nod out on the loop
sure.
as like
Nod
the
out.
signal. I think that's become the like, we're up.
In the morning, get a nod flying
Yeah,
around.
that's our alarm clock kind of.
So you see this quick text message from Heinrich as it circles past you.
Yeah, we up. Where you at?
Shay's out training still.
Okay.
She sees it, but she's not going yet.
Nod returns, and you can see Nod, almost if an owl could, just shrug.
Yeah.
And you get this.
Well, did I see as well?
Yeah. You saw Shay.
She's still training, it seems.
Should we fill her in later?
Well, we could probably just walk over to where she is.
It's up to you.
Because these two are, I mean, we'll have to catch them up on our own. Mm-hmm. And also, like, if we tell them that, what would that matter anyways?
Depending on what you tell us, might not even matter to her. Or him.
Might not be, but yeah.
I mean,
let's go.
Finn
Let's
is
go to
more
Shay's
like-
over, and I just gesture in the direction.
You can see she looks at you for a little bit, trying to kind of figure something out. And then she turns and just says, Akka was interested in a phylactery.
A what?
It is a device used by liches to extend their lives indefinitely.
Oh, right, because of Zeistries that we're going to go fight. Is it like a weak point or something?
After a fashion. It doesn't harm them directly, but it needs to be destroyed, or else they cannot.
Ah, and you know of one? You've been holding out on us this whole time? That's why you're so obsessed with it. Alright.
Akka had merely mentioned one.
Okay, fine.
And,
Doesn't talk a lot anyway, so that's fair.
as it would happen,
Some people don't like to talk 24/7.
Agreed.
Kind of look over at Morwen. I guess.
Is Zeus passed out?
Yeah, the person who I'm actually frustrated with is
Yeah.
not here to actually.
Well, alright. Shay would definitely want to be
Sorry,
included in
just
that since we're
rough
kind of
couple
the
of days.
ones who tend to make the decisions on behalf of the group.
a long time ago. And as I learn more, pieces are falling into place. There was a lich who I would imagine was Zeistries. The timeline would make sense. The stories tell of a lich that was able to seal an element of its soul into another creature. A sphinx. Have you heard of them?
Yeah, actually. Well, there was the whole tomb that was referenced
Oh,
with
in
the tunnels
yeah,
and everything
in
outside of
the,
Dungannon on the
yeah,
way
yeah.
to the warp and all that shit.
In the not the wastes.
The Badlands.
Yeah, the Badlands.
If you know of a place like that, that is exceptional. These are folk tales, and they speak of a sphinx that disappeared between the
Folk
sand.
tales
Yeah.
and a gesture to the city.
This was only a story, but they spoke of the sphinx disappearing beneath the sands. If you know of a temple beneath them, then you may know of the location better than I. I just know of an approximate location.
Ours is approximate too, but what does this have to do with?
Akka mentioned that you might be looking for one.
That's where it would be.
Sounds like it's where we were planning to go anyway.
Right. After we help out Finn with this resurrection thing, and the frost line,
Right.
get them on team, and then okay, that's okay. So that lines up with all of everything else. What are these pieces falling into place that you were talking about?
I had heard of a folktale about a lich that took this sphinx and placed its soul within. There have been other liches throughout history. Courtesan Rast comes to mind, sort of the patron saints of the necromancers, but Zeistries fits that story. And the sphinx disappearing beneath the sands lines up with my approximate location.
For our cross-reference, would you mind just noting it for us?
Do you have a map?
Yeah, I pull out the map.
Sure. So immediately you kind of nod because her hands go towards the warp area within the
Right.
Kumatar Badlands.
Right, okay.
But she points, and first of all, looking at this map, as she points, she goes, "This is a fine map."
Thank you, yeah.
Huh?
Where did I get it from?
God, I don't remember.
This is lore, no, this is lore binders, I think.
No,
That
they
would make
copied
sense.
it for us, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Kita copied this for you.
That's
Right.
That's right.
So, a little shaky some of the lines, but otherwise, this is a very nice map.
Thank you.
This here, and she points to one of, and there's a few mesas that are drawn within the Badlands. This is an exact drawing of what you need to look for. When you find this point, turn north. Several hundred steps, and you'll find supposedly the entrance to this location beneath the sands.
Okay. In the temple, and then the underground sphinx. Okay. Okay. Noted. That seems to corroborate it pretty much directly, and that's good to go on. Where did you get this information from? Just out of curiosity.
This is a folktale, as I said.
That's
when
it.
When I first came to Colterom, or not to Colterom, sorry.
Yorn.
Where did Melior
Yorn.
come into? Jeez, that was a long time ago. Right. When I first arrived at Harvesthold, there were many tales of this place. That, being new to your plane, seemed not worth keeping track of. I don't know the origins of it, but I do know it tracks somewhere to the south.
Okay.
Probably near the tip of the Sunchoker chain.
What plane are you from?
I'm sure you can guess.
Court of Winter? Or Winter Court?
You would not know this, but that is not a polite question.
Oh, sorry. Why is that, I suppose? Just so I don't offend any more people.
The courts are power structures. There is a lot of intrigue between them, and though direct conflict is rare, there are members of the courts that do wish to keep their allegiances well guarded.
Okay. So just Feywild. Just nods.
Is there a
No.
reason that you wish to know?
Well, no, I just read something interesting last night and about Azalea Daltrace?
Azalian.
Azalian with an
I
N?
know that name.
Do I know that name?
Make a... No, you don't.
Yeah. But yeah, about Azalian Daltrace and his 3 rules that he had set up
Yes,
around there.
that would be right.
Still? Or is that too old information?
Azalian was a member of the Winter Court.
Right.
He fractured away some time ago, a long time after the Spire phase, but short enough to have occurred in your history.
Oh.
He is of a singular mind. He is not a bad person. But the way that he wishes to make the world is not one that lines up with my own views.
The whole world or that realm?
The frost line moves. It doesn't stay in one place. And I think over time, it will grow.
Okay. So seeds of a global domination kind of plot here.
Domination,
Or integration? I don't know.
these are very
Real-
mortal concepts.
Realignment?
Azalian brings winter when he travels. That is what's comfortable to him. Domination would suggest wanting to control.
He just wants to spread it.
Azalian just wishes to be.
Okay. Don't we all? Oh,
Perhaps.
we all don't. I know that because there's some people messing with the world, but
The difference being when you wish for something, it doesn't always come true.
true. And then in Feywild, I read some pretty fun stuff about, well, how it works.
The Feywild will react to your energy.
Right. So, going off the wishes thing.
It is a place that can remake itself. A long time ago, when everything remained and the Feywild was intact, we could shape it to be whatever we wanted. But that time has passed. Azalian wishes for things to be the way they were, but everything will always change.
Right. Good little intel there. I think that's it for me. I think I should probably get looking for a way to get to Colterom. Especially if I can do this in one day, that would be nice.
That is not something that I can help you with.
That's okay. Yeah, that's what I was gonna take off, but I appreciate that. Was that everything? Did you need to tell us anything else or no?
That's all I have to say.
Was that like a... Did she like make eye contact with me and then
It's-
have that pause?
Was that
Yeah,
deliberate?
oh yeah.
Is that like a...
I'll be like, all right, and I'll just turn around and leave the two of you guys.
Go to Colteron now?
I'm gonna go find a way. Yeah, I'll be back. Just watch over these guys. It's not too far. I've made the trek before.
What, like a day?
About. So it was said.
Alright, I guess I'll watch the two drunks.
Look for Shay. She'll be back.
Sure, she'll be back.
She's just training. Yeah.
She's home.
Yeah.
It's like, this is her home, right?
Yeah. And see, I don't know. Maybe you can
Let
learn
her
something from
stay
Gamble
with her
on the cool
family.
knickknacks you can make because you like those.
Yeah, maybe.
And I struck out with the Dragonborn guy, which sucks, but he was also kind of a jerk.
Yeah, but... knowledgeable jerk.
Yeah, but
Okay, well,
Yeah,
have fun in
I
Colteron.
will be back as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Got sending stones.
Parents figuring out what to do with the kids while one
Yeah.
goes on vacation.
I got sending stone connection to. Oh no, I don't. You know what? I'm gonna actually
Last
run
strike
over
for
and
his weekend spa.
I'm gonna go run over and talk to Shay, and then I'm gonna take off
Okay.
Sure.
because I can get the stone from you well, I'll get over there.
Alright, I'll catch up with you guys before you head out, probably.
Okay.
I'll clean this up a bit before and tie him back up, I guess, until they wake up.
Well, if they don't seem like they need to be tied up.
You
It's,
turn
Yeah,
over
like-
and you just hear
yeah.
his fins just
I think he's
passed out.
okay. Let's
Yeah,
just
but
leave him
if
there.
he wakes up and no one's here, we don't want him wandering around.
Well, right, exactly. Yeah.
So I'll tie him back up.
Oh my god.
I'll catch up with you in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Alright.
You begin to dive
I'm
in
gonna
back
jog.
to this
I'm gonna jog
archery.
off in the direction of where Shay was.
Sure.
Like,
You jog off in that
lingering
direction.
around to see if she's gonna say anything to me now that it's just us.
Okay. You wait for a little bit, and as people disappear, Meliora casts just a glance over at Morwen and at Finn, and then back to you. They don't know.
Not specifically.
At all.
That isn't my decision to make.
Well, to be fair, they've never asked. And they don't, go showing these things off.
If you're bringing them into danger, they do have a right to know, I think.
Well, I didn't.
In my experience, when you cross somebody, they tend to remember.
I guess it's kind of hard to want to, because I don't know what to do with it. Who's to say that they're not going to want to just destroy it? And also me.
Having very briefly interacted with them, and he kind of looks over at Morwen, they seem willing to forgive a lot.
I guess that's true.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, they did. You probably already. Yeah, you don't need to know. But yeah, I guess you're right. You've given me a lot to think about.
Good.
Well, thanks, I guess. And hopefully we can work together to deal with all of this. It seems like, at least for now, we're aligned.
No. I'm helping Gamble. because she holds up her clockwork magic arm, is the only one that can fix this. The last time that I teamed up with someone, he abandoned me. So...
When was that?
187 years, 212 days ago.
That's oddly specific.
I don't forget when people betray me.
Well, I will make sure not to do that then.
This, you can see, like, even that kind of intense, single glowing eye is more intense. Like, she's remembering something. But...
Well, thanks again. I hope that we can maybe cross paths again sometime.
Best of luck with your friends.
Thanks.
And she walks away. You can hear her almost muttering under her breath something about tall Graham. But Heinrich, if you're going out and looking for Shay, you would see Heinrich first. Are you like letting him know where you are?
Not stopping.
Okay. Over the course of about 10-20 minutes, it takes you eventually. You're able to find Shay up on the second floor in one of the kind of interim hallways. It's large enough for a practice space, and you kind of hear the movements before you see her, but you find Shay.
I'll just stand in the doorway. Morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Good. And you?
Yeah, fine. Got some good information from Meliora and from a book last night about the Frost Line and some political stuff, as well as just like the way that it works in there, some rules that were laid down. So that'll be good for navigating, maybe? So that was helpful. I am going to run to Kol Taram.
Okay.
Hopefully quickly in a day. Have to pick up that thing that Edelweiss was making for me before she goes away for a few weeks. Hopefully it will help us in the Frost Line.
With any luck.
Yeah. Akka's gonna stay. Morwen got really drunk with Finn and threw a bunch of their shit off of the edge of the city, and Meliora had to tie them up.
Why am I not surprised?
I don't know. Seems like a little extra, but maybe it's just because they finally got the chance to catch up the way that they apparently do. I mean, I'm just grateful that they didn't throw themselves off the edge accidentally, basically. That's kind of it. But,
Same.
while I'm gone, could I borrow the connected stone just to stay in touch?
Stop long enough to pass it to him. And...
Sure.
Excellent, thank you. Akka knew about something called a phylactery, by the way, and related to
something that I would have ever heard of or come across.
Probably not. I would say probably not. Just there's not a lot of history with necromancy in the Zinni, with one or two notable exceptions.
Yeah. So apparently that's. Remember that temple that we found out about, tied to like the tunnels and all that stuff?
Sure.
Sort of what the Uriel's Watch was discovering.
Hmm.
Meliora actually was able to point out on the map close to where she believes the temple to be, and in it is a sphinx that contains part of a soul of a necromancer, like a phylactery. Tell me if I'm going too fast, because I don't fully understand it.
This is very complicated.
Yeah, but basically it seems like that's a good next stop if we're trying to take this guy down, after we do whatever we're doing here.
Well, that should be our priority if you wanted my opinion, but...
Right. But right here, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
We need the resurrection stone. I'm not here.
Yeah. And like the whole thing with resurrecting Finn's friend or something, and I don't know. You know, doing Morwen a favor and him a favor.
It's Priscilla the Mindful. That's why we had the skull the whole time.
Yeah.
Imagine if that was a
burying the
too.
plot in
Oh
random
my God.
objects we pick
Priscilla
up.
was so great.
You guys are pretty cool. You know what? I'm calling the whole thing off.
Yeah, Uriel is Frank.
Oh man, that would be great.
or or Azra or whatever.
I totally planned for that one skull on a body as
That was identical to 3 others, and
Yeah.
only that one that she took.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
the
was
other
the
ones
one.
were picking each other. Were picking their noses.
Oh, that's right.
Very purposefully. Yeah, you broke a trap
2.5
that I
years
set
ago.
by
How do you
doing
remember
that.
that?
Because I know. Because Frank and I have a very serious
I
history.
see where your attention. Yeah. All right.
And I put beholder eyes in him.
But that's pretty much it. So if I can find Gamble and see if he's got like a fast way to get there, like a device, some sort of sled that can move on its own or something.
Yeah.
Short of that, I might just have to tap Carranza just to get this done. Because I do think this is going to help. I mean, I hope it would, but anyways.
Sure.
So thanks for the stone. That's all the information. Maybe ask Akka more about phylacteries. He seems to be really intent on finding out a lot about them, so apparently that's got something to do with something he knows. Hasn't shared it, but I guess it's useful.
It does make him seem a little less than honorable.
I feel 2 ways about that, but I'm gonna go.
Enjoy your trip.
Thank you.
Cut back to me just sitting there, like
Stealing shit from
gently
Morwen.
tossing pebbles at their faces to try and wake them up.
Yeah.
Like, wake up, wake up.
Every now and then, just a little like, and then just more sleep. They are tied up, and so it would be hard for them to. Well, Morwen especially, it would be hard to kind of move around. I would imagine you tied Finn less tightly than Morwen.
Yeah, probably enough that he's not gonna
Yeah,
not
exactly.
gonna untie himself, but he's not like.
Yeah. All right. You throw pebbles, and they generally hit. Some miss.
Yeah, I kind of make it into a game while I'm like,
10 points.
wonder what I should do for the next day or so.
This is when Morwen snores. You get it like right in the mouth, and you're just like, oh shit! And but
I feel like I would have to pass back this way, right? To
Yeah.
get to Gamble.
Yeah. So there'd be a part where you walk by it and you can.
Are we
kinda
just
see-
tied to like pillars of shame?
So there's an
What are-
archway. It's this
Okay.
beautiful, ornate red archway where the interior has been carved out. So like the exterior of it shows beautiful like scenes in negative wood carvings, and then you are each tied to one post on opposite sides, about 10 feet apart.
I wonder why they would tie us to something so beautiful.
It's literally one of the only like things that the rest is like stone wall. So it's like either this or and it's also Meliora. She doesn't really care that much about any of this.
Yeah.
Hawk, what
Oh hey,
do you? Don't do that.
I'm trying to wake him up. It's
You
not
can
like
do that more effective.
You know,
Please stop that.
I'm not actually gonna wake up.
Yeah, but it's just rude.
What else am I supposed to do? I'm babysitting them.
Well, there's a lot of really cool stuff to find in this place. We found some various treasure magical items. I found this fucking cool thing and
Are
shake
you
the belt a little
implying
bit.
that I should steal?
No, just go check out, again, carefully, safely, but it might be something pertaining to artificing here. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're not going anywhere.
Exactly, yeah. Stop bothering them. They already are gonna wake up hurting and not be useful for another day anyways, so even when they get up, what would that change?
I just don't want them wandering off and stealing stuff.
I'm sure someone, well, okay, yeah, maybe we could,
That's.
whatever.
I'll just,
Whatever.
I'll check on them
Sure.
periodically.
Alright,
Make sure that they haven't gotten up.
sounds good. Okay.
And once he
Hey,
leaves, we
I
weren't
was-
drunk at all. It was all a ploy.
And then you throw the rest of your things off the side.
I just shake the rope. Real elvish rope.
Are they
Yeah.
gone? Okay, quick.
Yeah. We take all the pebbles he threw at us and combine it in one ball. We're like,
This is awesome.
Grape shot.
Oh man.
So I'm gonna go looking for Gamble
nah,
now.
we're drunk though.
Did Shay have anything?
No, she's just training still.
Okay.
She's at home. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's what I said.
And without any,
Leave her alone.
right. And with the two people that are really the focus of going into the
Right,
frost
yeah.
line
Yeah.
in their current state, yeah, we gotta wait for them to recover so we can do anything.
Yep.
So, perfect opportunity to run an errand.
Okay. Well, again, have fun in Colterom.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I guess are you walking towards Gamble?
yeah, I'm heading there right now.
I guess I'll go see if there's anything, like you said, good
Sure.
artificing stuff.
Yeah, maybe help
And
them
then-
learn a thing or two.
Yeah, maybe he'll know somewhere I can go check out. Pass the time.
Mhm.
All right, let's go.
So we continue.
One last little pebble lob.
I'm gonna-
And which one?
The last one that I had in my hand, I'm just gonna like. I'm throwing it at Finn this time, though.
And just kind of.
Yeah.
I wonder what your dreams are like.
Yeah.
Hail. You're dreaming of hail.
So you walk. Gamble's in the courtyard. Easy enough to find. Kind of giving directions to a few people for the day. Kind of like almost looks like he's assigning tasks to people.
Mm-hmm.
But you can approach him, no problem. He turns and smiles.
Gamble.
I know.
I have a request, and hopefully we could leave Carranza out of it this time, because I know she's not too fond of us, or me. But do you have a way that I could... I need... And apologies if this is like offensive or belittling of your craft, but any sort of cool device that could get me to Coltaram quickly?
I don't find that to be belittling at all.
Okay.
The devices that I make are, as you have said, cool.
Yeah. This breakfast, lunch, dinner button has been amazing.
Yes, it's the culmination of hundreds of years of research and hard work. Not that item specifically, obviously.
Yeah, all of the years.
I thought that's
for
what
this-
you meant.
Oh, I built an elevator and a flying ship with that breakfast button.
I created a portable shelter that can
Instant
keep
food.
things stable inside.
I'm
but-
going to live
It's like the
forever.
microwave burrito.
Yeah, all right.
However, I do not have any cool device that can move you over great distances. That's why I'm making the ship.
Right. That's fair. That's fair.
I think that you overestimate Carranza's enmity towards you.
Okay. Well then, do you know if she would be available to bring me to Coltaram?
Yes.
Okay.
Give me a moment.
Thank you.
And he heads off and kind of disappears off into the structure. About 20 minutes pass. Is there anything that you guys are doing over that period of time?
Throwing pebbles at I
I just have my shield up. Just ding.
5th level spell. Just wall of fire.
Yeah. No, I'll just let's see.
Annihilate the pebbles.
You throw little pebbles at me, I'll throw little pebbles of light at you with crown stars.
Little pebble.
Yeah.
You cheated.
I'm telling Mom.
Yeah.
He returns about 20 minutes later with Carranza in tow. She doesn't look terribly pleased. She is dressed quite nicely. You can see the dark skin, the sort of wild, very curly hair, sort of secured back in this very ornate silver. It's like a little circle that hair can be pulled through, and it has these like very, very nice looking wolves that appear to me maybe etched into it. She's wearing a red jacket, similar actually to Morwen's, except high collar, which seems to be kind of her style. Not patchwork and like all, and she definitely didn't steal it from you.
Yeah.
Well, she wouldn't have
would
stolen
steal
it.
that.
She would have found it.
It is much nicer.
Yeah.
But she turns and kind of stops for a second and then goes, "Oh, of course it's you. All right.
Hey, Carranza.
Are we taking 2 people? You
Nah,
said..."
I'm just here. Don't mind me.
Gamble kind of inclines his head, and Carranza goes, "All right. So it's you and me today. Where are we going?"
Coltaram, I have to retrieve something from... God. What was she?
I honestly
Was she
don't...
an enchantress? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
It's
I'll bring you there, then we got a day, and then we can come back unless you know some way of getting back.
There are no teleportation circles on here, are there?
Not that I've found, but,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah. Well, they have their... What was the Brotherhood up there called? Do you remember?
The Bearded Consortium.
Bearded Consortium, yeah. They have the Bearded Consortium, which has a teleportation circle, but I feel like they need to know the destination, so... Look.
I know a little bit about the Bearded Consortium. There are a bunch of, magic types, so I'm sure they got somebody that can do that for us.
We could check it out, sure.
Yeah.
I'll get you lunch and everything for the trouble, with food for the day or whatever.
Okay, but, let's be a little bit more concrete this time. Is it gonna... Because last time...
No,
You took me to a really nice place, and then we're like, "No, it's too expensive." And then you took me to a less nice place. So, let's
No, that's not what happened. You went to the closest one.
I went to the closest one.
To be fair,
You described it
to
as
be
one place.
fair, it was the
and
closest
described it
one.
as
The
a different
nicest
place.
one was hours away, and that's when we were like, no.
Yeah, and I knew that before I mentioned anything to
Fair
her.
enough.
But that would have been
We
fun.
would, because you would have taken her to the
I
nice
would
place.
have. I would have, and I
I
will.
believe that. I'll vouch for
Depending on the state of the city, because last time we were there, they were rebuilding after we helped destroy Kindscale and the whole ash and dragon inside of an enclosed area and fires and all
we
that
got
stuff.
statues there and
I'm
stuff.
sure.
Yeah, so we'll see what the city's like. We'll take a walk around and whatever.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a minute, so
We'll make it fun this time. Absolutely no. I'm not even going to mention anything else. It'll be fun.
Oh my god, pretty woman Carranza. Please take her on a shopping spree.
Have you seen the video where they make all their heads explode in all the scenes?
Of course I have, yeah.
Sorry. She walks through the hallway and everyone turns and her head just blows up and her body keeps walking. I'm sorry. I don't know why that image is just so stuck in my mind right now. Alright, that won't happen to her.
okay. Well, if we're gonna go, do you need to get anything? Can we kind of go now?
We can go right now. It's totally fine. I mean, I have the ability to produce food should there be none available, and also there's nothing that I need to help sleep. We're good.
I mean, it's like a whole fucking city. There's
Exactly.
gonna be food
We're gonna be
available.
fine. We're gonna be fine. And plus, they know us, so or know me, and at least
Miles,
Morwen.
just go.
Have fun.
Damn.
I mean, you're the Finger Gang. People know you there. I'm guessing, right? Like Kindscale breaking a dragon siege.
Yeah.
All right, have fun. Stay safe.
She kind of offers out a hand
Uh-huh.
and take it, and she closes her eyes. No white dragon, no white dragon. And then suddenly there's this, and they're gone.
Uh-huh.
Heinrich,
Yeah.
1 second here. Just in case.
White dragon.
Better yet, we inhabit Guntir's old cell.
You guys got so close to him. You got 2 away from a mishap on a D100. This one, too.
Wow.
I was
But
so
you
confident.
make
Wow.
it without issue. It's almost impossible to have a mishap, and you guys got really close.
already had it happen.
That would have sucked because I don't have another table ready, so you would have gone off the same one, and there's no dragon.
We would have
but
been
there's
just gone
other
for the
facts,
episode. It's
so-
fine.
All right, we're going back to Colteron. Just one moment.
I don't even have the name of her shop. Does she even have a shop name?
Yeah, she does. You would remember it's the Endless Waltz.
Endless Waltz. Because I just still have it as the Gibbons Society.
It is the old Gibbon Society
Yeah.
Guild Hall, yeah.
Gibbons.
All right, so suddenly, Heinrich, you feel the world move around you, the sense of your stomach rising into your throat, and all at once, this motion. And then suddenly, there is like a couple of shocked kind of exclamations as you just appear in the middle of a street in the Ring of Gold.
Oh, Ring of Gold.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, right up there.
Gotta walk down.
There is this brief kind of like, whoa, and everybody steps back, and then immediately...
Just like, so sorry.
There's a crush around you as everybody kind of comes in. You feel people touching you, and you hear people just kind of suddenly just being like, "It's the Finger Gang!" And then there's a few people kind of like poking Carranza, and you hear Morwen, and just like a general confusion that's happening.
Sorry.
Carranza's like, "What the fuck? Stop touching me!" And just like people kind of go, "That's not Morwen."
I'm just like, all right, hello everyone. So sorry. Here on official business, really urgent. Glad to see everyone's doing well, and I look around the city is it doing well.
So looking around, this is the Ring of Gold, which was not
it was
all
still
damage.
doing
So
well.
hard to tell. That being said, what you would notice, unlike the last time that you were here, there are people here that do not seem super, super wealthy, and they're not just here to do labor.
It's working.
Here and there, you can see it.
Gunter's legacy.
It looks as if there are some of the manors that had been standing empty. You remember very specifically, I think it was Clan Redstone that had a manor there. Now kind of like under construction. It looks like it's being split to have like 2 different families housed in there. They're basically making a duplex.
Yeah.
Out of
Increasing
these
housing,
huge
which is
mansions.
always a good thing.
So it seems as if there is some kind of upwards mobility happening within Colteron.
Geographically.
Wow. Who the fucking thought?
Guntir from there.
You see still the Dawnfather's ziggurat, the beautiful stone shining, this artificial daylight that illuminates the whole of the Ring of Gold as if you are outside.
Right. I'm immediately checking that weird structure they were building over the pond.
So you have to walk a little bit and kind of get over to that area, but It is now kind of like a park.
Uh-huh.
There is a very obvious... It is built almost like a mausoleum.
Mm-hmm.
However, the door is not like iron gates. They're carved of stone. So there is no way to open it.
Okay.
Around it now, there is this kind of fake-looking grass that's been regrown and treated, and you see little topiaries that have been pushed up and maybe magically planted, maybe not. It's like a little park.
Nice.
No pond.
Good. That pond sucked.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, there was a pond that we thought maybe that's where Kind Skull came from, but forget about it. We gotta go, and I'm just gonna try to, like, pathfind my way. Because it was in the Ring of Silver, correct?
Where are you trying to get to?
To the Gibbons Society, but
Sure. Make a
Endless
survival
Walls.
check, and we'll see how well you remember your way back.
yeah, it'll take some time. I'll also ask for directions if that helps me.
That certainly will.
Yeah, I'm not above that. So normally, sorry, was it survival? Dirty 20.
Okay. So with the dirty 20, you kind of like think back. And although as you begin to walk down the pillar of stairs, or which way are you going down?
Well, I think
down?
my default would be to go to that like weird serpentine thing.
Okay, cool.
Because that was like the only path available that wasn't guarded by monsters.
Sure.
So
So to get there, you took the stairs down. So you would know you can take the stairs down, and then when you get to the area where there's something called the Long Yarn Lift, which you guys didn't take, if you continue straight by about 30 minutes, you'll get to something called the Bronze Serpent, which is this long bronze serpent-like walkway.
yeah,
And that will punctuate at the Market Aglo, which is where that
Perfect.
that area is.
let's do it.
Okay.
I'll
So
be
you-
detailing all this and like recounting the story
So
to her. I'll be like, yeah, and like, oh man, like this is crazy to be back. This reminds me, like we fought these things here, and there was this.
And literally,
like
as you
thing.
get to the stairs, the people coming up is again a crush around you. You hear Heinrich, and you hear
Yeah.
Dragon Slayer, and all these people. There are like quills being pushed in your face, to the point that there are
really
several
annoying.
of the there are several
This
of
is slowing me down.
the Stone Guard of Kul Tiran,
Uh-huh.
like the law keeping forces. You end up with a 4-person escort that are now keeping people away from you. But
glad-
as you
I'm
make
glad
your way
not
down
everyone
the
else is
stairs,
here. Shit would hate
you are
this.
genuinely causing a traffic jam because this huge staircase, though it does have multiple stairways leading off of it,
Yeah.
if the
It's like
main,
a tube, basically.
yeah, and if the main staircase gets clogged, it's kind of like the highway getting backed up and all the entrances, kind of. So as you progress
Oops.
down,
I gotta say,
you're-
Maureen would love that.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're not here for
you're
that reason
causing
either.
a tremendous scene.
Yeah.
But the Stone Guard do their best, and you do make your
I'll
way.
try to be
the,
like, politely showy and recognizing, be like, yeah, I'm so glad to see you guys doing well. This is awesome. I'm so happy.
yeah,
Like,
and so.
trying to be genuinely nice, but like, keep on
Yeah,
moving.
no, you do that. You shake a hand. Somebody holds on way too long, and you're just like
Just
trying
like,
to get it out.
yeah, you.
But you do ask for directions, and as you do, one of the Stone Guard who is
Right.
helping you.
That's
kinda
who I would
turns
ask.
around. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Because
he
otherwise,
turns
someone's like, oh,
around.
let me take you there right now. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's like, oh no, I do know a way there. You're trying to get to the old Gibbon Hall Society building.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got
Okay.
to see Edelweiss while she's still around.
Oh, the Drow.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the big robot.
Yeah. That's right. We left her with that big robot.
Go ahead and take the Bronze Serpent to the end there, and when you get to the Standing Snake, you're going to go and take a turn right where you'd see the Endless Rest, although I think they closed it down because a bunch of people got killed in there.
What?
And then it's the Endless Rest. It's like it's a funeral parlor.
Oh.
I know.
And then people got killed at the funeral parlor.
Ironic, yeah. I guess they drilled the hole down to somewhere deep down below, and then they tried to parachute into a prison or something. Anyways, you're gonna take a right around when you get to the Endless Rest, to where it used to be, and then the bridge will bring you straight to Market Aglo.
We started the hole. Okay, good, great, thank you.
All right.
Hey, is that? Oh, never mind.
Was the
Never mind.
place that we stayed.
That was the gentle repose.
You know, if you got a
okay.
question, I'm happy to answer
no,
it for
it's fine, it's
the
fine.
Heroes of Kul Tiran.
It is. You answered all my questions.
All right, I'll get back to helping you out. Just he looks around.
I don't know how to be less conspicuous. I'm sorry. I really.
It's okay. We can help you out. But I was actually
I just got
wondering-
this, and
Could you sign this for my dad?
I got a little one back at home, and he pulls out.
Yeah.
He pulls out. It is a toy. It is a stuffed version of Guntir, and you can see the purple kind scale fake, like it's like a sewn-on armor over top.
Does it
that.
come with eggs?
I
It
kind
does
of.
not come with eggs.
I kind of like.
And sold separately.
I feel sad inside when I
If
see
you
that.
wouldn't mind just signing this for my little one, I understand you're not the slayer of dragons, but he'd be so excited. He likes all of you.
Yeah, you know what? You got it. Yeah, you got it. And I
Thanks. Heinrich, he makes us go to the statue every week, and it's he loves it. So thank you. This is gonna mean the world to him.
Sure. And as we're walking, I'll pull out like my own pen and I'll just sign. I'll sign it. I don't know.
Sign
like
a plush Guntir.
finger
What?
gang.
What are you gonna write on it?
I'm just gonna write. I'm just draw a
Little
finger.
Timmy. Love Heinrich.
Yeah. What's the little one's name?
Solve
Solve it.
It's a dwarf name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, solve it. I'll just write something inspiring. I can't think of anything, honestly. I'm so fucking bad at this right now. I'm clearly not a
Follow
famous
your
person.
nose.
Yeah, on Guntir's nose. No.
Roll flat charisma check.
Yeah, just keep up the good
Keep
fight.
on finging on.
No. Not to a child. No. Yeah, we got a 9 on that.
A 9.
It could just be my name and be like, yeah. And then a dash and then the finger
Stay
gang.
cool.
Yeah, like, whatever.
It's like a middle school yearbook.
Like yearbooks,
quote. Yeah.
which, by the way,
Hags.
I'll tell you later. Yeah.
Did you find our middle school yearbook? Or no, I wasn't in middle school.
No.
I was in high school with you.
Yeah, but there's just some funny right.
Yeah. Anyways,
Moving on.
Yeah.
you sign it. You make your way through. It is a crush, but without too much trouble, you cross over the bronze serpent. This beautiful, now very well repaired. You remember the area that was kind of crumbling
we had to,
away?
like, jump over
Fresh
all that
stone has been kind of put up, and not bronze, but silver has been added to some of the scales. So there are like modeling of scales to repair it. It's about 10 foot wide. But you walk across that, and eventually you make your way after about an hour and a half to the Market Aglo. And there, give me 1 second here.
Is the golem doing like the sign spinning thing, like the?
I have to
Endless
remember.
walls.
I did. I trust me. I remember. I remembered it. I just
Oh yeah, the
couldn't remember.
dance, the one that everyone started doing that you.
Oh, sorry,
it's like a chaotic.
My
scene.
mistake. Her name translates to the Endless Walls.
Oh, I see. So
her shop is called Spirit and Soul.
Spirit and soul. Okay.
So Spirit and Soul has now taken the place of the old Guild Hall in the Market Aglo. Outside, audible even from a distance as you approach, you hear this lovely low cello and a trio of lighter strings, maybe violins that dance around the central tune like fairies. The song almost pulls you in. As you draw closer, you can see a massive metal figure seated to the right of the door. It's
Playing
currently
cello?
inert,
Oh, okay.
but you do see that there is a tarp covering a larger form next to it. It looks like maybe Edelweiss is adding stuff on.
Huh.
The shop itself is beautiful, and as you step through the front door, give me 1 second here. Let me give you more. I think this is it.
Oh, they're playing crystal glasses.
Yeah. As you step through the front door, there's a suit of polished iron plate mail that you remember seeing previously. It bows slightly, and a voice, Edelweiss's from within, says, "Welcome to the Spirit and Soul." The long wall in front of you lights up, and you can see ripples along the rich purple upholstered walls, faint violet glyphs similar to the ones that you see on Edelweiss's arms, ripple along the cloth material. And from here is where the music is emitting. Softly, each glyph playing a beautiful note that melts into the others like beautiful snowflakes, forming a seamless landscape of white. Directly in front of you, there is one door. The other seems to have been removed. Hanging down are hundreds of small glass beads that rotate gently, tiny glass strands spinning and creating slight rhythmic notes like musical rain. Through this, there is a dark chamber, with gauzy fabric draped to form large curtains that create broken sightlines from vague silhouettes around the room. You can see chairs, displays, but each requires you to draw closer to see. You do see a figure, and calmly they walk. You see the purple eyes first. Edelweiss approaches, moving curtains aside as she does. Heinrich.
This is amazing.
Thank you.
You've done so much better than I was expecting. This is incredible.
You know, when I mentioned that all of you are patrons, it attracted a great amount of help.
Yeah, I kind of didn't think about that, but just got assaulted on my way down here.
I would imagine there are many that are happy to see you.
Yeah. And I'm very happy to see you. Kranza, Aishal Lace.
You can see Karanza just like staring around, and Aishelvite kind of waits a second. Karanza stops, kind of starts because she's like, whoa. I really don't know how to say this. What kind of an elf are you? And you see Aishelvite just go.
I'm like tensing up.
I'm going to get your ring.
Thank you so much. And I kind of like look
Feel
over
free
Karanza
to
and
look
like,
around. And Karanza just goes, what? And you see Aishelvite's heads off. Karanza just goes, what? Is she not an elf?
no, she is. She's a drow.
I don't think I've ever heard of a drow before.
That's okay. It's fine.
I shouldn't ask her what that is, right?
I mean, if it's anything that she has created, she'd probably be more than happy to tell you about it, because this is her craft, this is what she does. It's just a little uncomfortable when you draw such direct attention in such a jarring way to someone's... It's like calling me demon guy or whatever. I mean, I've gotten used to it.
That would be
kind of
fucked up. You're a tiefling.
Yeah, but people do that. It's the same kind of like, what are you? It's like,
Oh, this is like a race thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't want to be condescending and, assume you didn't know what racism is.
I know. I know what racism
Yeah.
is. I just didn't realize that this was like, I thought it was just an elf. An elf is an elf.
Yeah, it's fair. I guess drow are kind of usually ostracized a lot. If they're ever seen up.
I won't say
here.
anything.
That's
I'll just
that's all.
Aishelvite returns.
After listening.
Yeah.
She actually didn't leave. She's just like, okay.
Yeah. I'll go get your ring after I listen to what you have to say
exactly.
for yourself. Right.
She returns and she brings to you this beautiful ring. You had seen it previously, although not finished. It is very subtle in the way that it works, but as you turn the metal, there is this fine, almost like, it's not quite pearlescent, but there is a mother of pearl-like finish to the glyphs that kind of move within it. Even kind of touching it and looking at it, there's a power to it. But this is a ring of telepathy that you could add to your inventory.
Hell yeah. I'm going to put it on right away, and let's see. I have to figure out what my items are that I have to detune to, because I have definitely 3 already.
You see Karanza out of the corner of her eye, she's just staring at Aishelvite. Yeah. Aishelvite very politely ignores that.
Yeah. Like, hey, actually, Karanza was asking what are some of the cool things you got here? Because this is a lot more. What have you been up to? How have you been up to so much?
Well, you've been gone for a few weeks, and I like to stay busy. I do have a few new things. She gestures and kind of walks through one of the curtains and seems to almost disappear. Karanza's like, and she just follows. You follow as well?
Yeah.
Okay. As you step through this curtain, it's almost like a different world because there's just kind of a counter. Still very nice, and you see elements of like purple upholstery, but probably not finished yet. She gestures and kind of walks behind the counter, reaches underneath, and pulls out a small vial. It's styled to look like a humanoid in like a flirtatious pose. The liquid inside shimmers purple, and she kind of puts that down. I imagine this would be good for your friend, Morwen. This is a perfume of bewitching. It gives you an enchanting effect on others.
That sounds very dangerous in her hands.
This is enough for 3 uses, and it does only affect those of a certain potency and under.
Okay.
So CR1 and under.
Yeah.
Additionally, if you want something more aggressive, she reaches underneath, and you can actually hear she kind of grunts a little bit. Kind of sets this mace down on the ground, about 3 feet long. This was a custom ordered item. The person who ordered it is dead, and so not going to collect it. But you see a 3-foot long handle of gold that leads to it's 4 angled metal arms that kind of rise to a point in a diamond shape. Within there's dim motes of light that flicker like radiant flame. This is a mace of disruption. It is especially potent against the undead, against fiends, things of that nature. I have, and she pulls out, you inspired another ring. This one, dark wood, polished to a shiny finish. Oh, the grain almost disappears, actually. It's polished so finely. But as you move it, you see little tiny animals within. Spiders, trolls, things of that nature. This is a ring designed with the Underdark in mind. Memories of my childhood. It is a ring of animal influence and can work to steer certain creatures. Finally, and she pulls out long black cloth, kind of covering something. But she pulls away what looks like it's like a staff, about 4.5. Give me a second here. Sorry, I wrote this wrong. It's not a staff.
Oh.
I wrote staff, but it's not. It's a stone. It's a 4.5-inch stone of marbled, kind of like tiger's eye. It's been worked to form several cylinders that all taper together to form a sphere. It's like a hollow cage almost in stone. You can see little motes of light floating in this, although not like fire. There's a sentience to them. They seem to almost, as you kind of like see it, they kind of go towards you a little bit. The head of this stone, the kind of circle part, is a little bit larger. And the parts that kind of come together to form the point, almost like ribs. It's like a rib cage, basically, that hold this light in. This is a magical stuff, and it can work as a focus. You can also control certain elemental creatures. I've not tested it out myself, but I would imagine that it works.
Wow. That and everything else that you made here, you went crazy with it.
We've sold most of the other items, but I'm working on things all the time.
Yeah. And that golem out front, too. How's that been? Gotten it to work yet?
Yes.
Okay, good.
One of the issues that I'm finding, when it was originally built, it had more of a container. It was less vulnerable to outside influences.
Right.
So I am building it a body.
Oh, smart. That's awesome. I'm glad you've been able to put it to use. We probably would have already lost or destroyed it by now.
It mostly danced for about a week.
That's right. And I do the thing, and I'm like, that was really weird. That was a really weird occurrence.
Signing off, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Just to give you the heads up.
So, okay. That mace is awesome, but oh man, like I don't know who in our party would be able to use it. Okay. How much?
For which?
I'm trying to remember the first and the third.
So, for the perfume of bewitching, that is 3 uses.
Yeah.
It is 200 gold pieces, but with your discount, 180 gold pieces.
Okay. And then?
The Mace of Disruption.
Not that one.
The Ring of Animal Influence.
Yeah, that one.
For you, 160 gold pieces.
Both sold.
All right.
Look at that spending gold. Look at this.
Goes up. Takes these 2 things.
I expect the email later with the uses and details.
Sure. So the perfume of bewitching, it gives advantage on charisma checks, just flat any charisma check for an hour, as long as it is directed at a humanoid of CR 1 or lower. The Ring of Influence is able to, in a limited way, control animals of the Underdark.
Okay.
That comes out to a total of 162, 340. 340 gold pieces.
340. Gladly. Donk, donk, donk. Look at
You know,
that.
Hendrik, you really should come back more.
Well, I mean, I'm just laughing. Because I spend, or because I drive up business, or just because you miss me?
Indeed. Franza
Yes.
turns and just goes, can you make, like, anything? And Edelweiss says, to a point.
Yeah.
I'm an enchanter, and so there are things that I can do. And Carranza just seems to kind of nod and think about that for a bit.
I'm like, glad you came, right?
Yeah, no, this is, Yeah, no, I'm glad I came.
Yeah. Edelweiss. Good place to get some food around here, and maybe since we're gonna be here for a day, someplace to stay.
Couldn't you just stay in the...
I don't want to go all the way to the Underdark or the Undercity.
No, I'm talking about like the friggin' like castle.
The Gold Glow Estate.
Yeah.
I don't want. I mean, I already just dropped a shit on my.
You deserve. Carranza deserves.
It'll be
You're
something
not
good.
No
Very few
someplace
places.
nice, like around here, maybe with a nice view.
No penny pinching.
For real.
As soon
Pull
as
up the
Carranza's
What she doesn't
around,
know?
the purse strings just go.
The Den Copper Kiln is in the gold quarter.
I'm looking for something with like pretty nice meal.
Not too nice.
Date.
Carranza, what is
Date.
your choice based on her descriptions? How about that? So we can just
Sure.
fast forward,
Sure.
and you can just pick a place that would be like
okay. So
upper
she
mid-tier.
ends up describing a place that was destroyed the last time that you were here.
Okay.
It's a place that you actually have already passed called the Standing Snake.
Okay.
When you had first been there, it was an entirely collapsed structure that
Right.
you had to climb vertically through like one window and out the other
Yeah.
because it was all the way over.
Yeah, I remember that. That was right
Um,
before we entered the interior artificers area.
Yes. Dinman's
Laboratory, Ward, the Ward, yeah.
So if you were to head there, the door is this kind of almost like a snake mouth. So when you look at it head on, it is a cobra standing up. It's a gold kind of top, and then the building is like behind it, but the cobra is almost like the doorway. You enter into the actual mouth itself. There is still construction going on, and you can see brand new wood has been kind of like put up. And for dwarves, using wood is like kind of like a
Weird.
It's not a good thing. This is
Yeah.
temporary, probably.
Right.
And you can even see like stonework kind of like starting to be built up around it. But kind of standing near the front of the Standing Snake, you can see just like this old dwarf. Not Guntir old, but probably like
270 years old.
getting close to their second century, probably. But he sort of standing near the front, not behind the desk, peers out from underneath these really low eyebrows and kind of goes, "You looking to stay?"
Yeah, it seems like a good place. Food as well. Do you guys have a kitchen?
Yeah, we've got a kitchen. It's mostly mine. You're kind of unusual for around here. I feel like I know you.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Well, rooms are for 2 silver pieces a night. It includes your meal tonight and your meal in the morning. And try to be out sometime before lunch.
Perfect. Works just as well. Two rooms, please.
And he kind of goes back behind this counter. Doesn't use the counter at all. Walks through a doorway and kind of ruffles around a little bit. Comes back with 2 keys, both iron, and 2 what look like tall beer steins,
All right.
and hands them to you. In the kitchen, which you are welcome to any time, there's 2 kegs that are open. If they're empty, please let me know. But help yourself at any point.
Perfect.
Damn.
Guntir would have loved.
Do you have bags or?
No, we're just here for the night, taking off in the morning.
Oh, well, follow me. And he leads you up kind of and shows you your rooms. Very, this would be kind of what it's comfortable.
Yeah.
Nothing exceptional. The beds are stone, but with like soft mattresses. Yeah, but you have rooms for the night.
Perfect.
While all this is happening, back in Yorn, Morwen,
Yes.
through a pounding headache,
Yes.
you can feel your heart beat in your temples. You could like taste. It's like you ate something and then had like horrible acid reflux after. You're not really sure what you ate, but not good. And it's cold. And as you kind of like blink the sleep out of your eyes, you're wearing basically chaise clothing. Although a little less nicely made and a little newer. But you are now dressed up as a Zinyi and tied up to a post. There are a few pebbles around your feet, and you can see across the way, smiling a little sheepishly, is Finn, who woke up some time ago.
I'm just gonna look at him and start laughing.
He's gonna look at you. His face is all blue, and he just goes, "Morwen, you're dressed like a monk."
Yeah. Where are my
I
clothes?
don't know. Where's my stuff?
I don't know. Where's mine?
He you could see his arms move, and he goes, "Oh yeah." Are you back there?
I feel like after him and Carranza left, I would have asked Gamble if there was anything I could help him with, and then I would check on them every hour.
Yeah. And so all over the place there are projects that can be worked on, especially with your skill set. And so he directs you towards the northern wing, where you can kind of start helping with some of the beginnings of the foundation of where the archway is going to go, which is very convenient as it's not that far away from where they are.
Yeah, so I'd work on that, and then every hour take a break and go check on them.
Yeah,
Throw a
no
couple
problem.
Pebbles maybe.
So you come back, you know what? Roll a 20-sided die.
7.
7. Well, it's just you and me, so how are we going to get out of here?
I'll just wait till someone comes by.
Okay. I'm going to go back to sleep then. He just kind of closes his eyes.
I think same.
Kind of slumps forward. Aka, you come back 20 minutes later. They're still asleep as far as you can tell.
You missed that conversation.
Morwen. Finn.
What?
Oh, are you awake? You guys?
Yeah,
You awake?
untie
Why
us.
are you yelling?
I'm not
Shut up and
yelling.
untie us, please.
Well, maybe I won't untie you now. Pretty
Come on.
rude.
Did you do this?
What?
This rude.
Did I get you both drunk so that you threw half of your stuff off the side
What?
of the city? Yeah. Have you not realized? You're dressed like Shay.
Can you untie me so I can find my stuff?
Your stuff and not everyone else's?
What?
Can you just untie us?
Fine. I'm gonna untie them both.
Okay. He kind of falls down, immediately reaches and is like, ah. And then kind of goes to
I
his
reached for my
pockets.
pants. Oh.
He starts reaching and going through his pockets, and you see his face fall with every pocket that he goes through. He pulls one out, empty. Pulls one out, little moth. Nothing. This guy has been picked clean.
Apparently.
He even goes in, and you see he pulls out the waistband, and in the little pocket that you found, that little sewn into the waistband where the flask was, he's like, God fucking damn it.
Yeah. Apparently, you both got extremely drunk
Yeah, that makes sense.
and
Well, that
started
part I know.
throwing your stuff off of the side of the city. So Meliora tied you both up.
Oh, that's nice of her.
I think it was more for everyone else.
Yeah, too bad. You know, she should have done that sooner. I'm gonna miss my stuff.
Yeah, well,
Immediately
guess you
checking
could-
Frank.
Okay.
Go down and
you
get
dart
it.
down, you look, and Frank's right at the top.
it's probably still down there.
Now I gotta look through the rest. Wait, I would have my thing though, right?
Your which?
Like my
Your bag?
no, my the armor.
Yes, you still have your.
Okay, because that wouldn't make sense for me to just I would maybe
Yes.
get naked, but I don't think I'd lose that.
You still have the armor. Yes.
Okay. Phew.
Well,
What? Where's everyone else? Where's Heinrich with my eggs?
Heinrich went to Colteron, and
You see Finn really trying not to throw up at the mention of eggs. He's struggling right now.
Eggs.
Yeah,
Eggs! No, just kidding.
You antagonize him.
And we find our stuff.
Oh, there it is. I ate it all.
Priscilla! How?
Yeah, it's your sword.
Well, I would that's still...
Are you checking?
Yeah!
Okay,
I
so
would throw
going
a
through-
sword?
You find loose. You find pus.
Okay.
You do not find butts.
no butts.
Why would I have thrown butts at somebody?
You were out of control drunk.
Well, you know.
To be fair, you were throwing it and trying to catch it in your bags. So.
There's no more true butts as well.
Oh.
So I have no butts.
You have,
Alright.
you have
Zero
just
butts.
the butt you were born with.
Aw, that's where I got that sword from sexy Husk too. It's too bad.
Just Scar Husk, the shield. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot dad.
Yeah.
No, that was Tank.
Oh yeah.
Basilius.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah, I forgot about Tank too.
You guys almost did a one-shot where you would have met him, and then it was one of the one-shots that we didn't do. But neither here nor there. Finn, Finn's gonna kind of just look around and go, where's everybody else?
Well, like I said, Heinrich went to Koltaram with
Right,
Carranza
right.
for the day. Shay's off training or something. And everyone else is building the city and shit.
Okay, well, I think I'm gonna go lay down again.
Yeah, do you know where there's beds?
Do I know where there are beds?
I mean, no, you slept in like a weird room by yourself.
I guess I would go back to the people that I was presumably working with and be like, hey, are there any beds for these two chuckle fucks?
And so, you go over there, you see the Zinni that you talked to kind of give you this look, and then just... There are beds that you can find in the northern wall walk. It's not really the wing proper, but yes.
Okay, great. Thanks.
I would encourage you to find softer words than chucklefuck.
Yeah, well... Look at them.
You can see this like so this monk, half mountain elf, like half human, younger, probably like 30s, very, very like clean cut, very minimalistic in their belongings, very calm, very clean, turns and like looks and is like, there are still better words to use.
I will say my stance too
pretty
is that
accurate.
like hangover where like I can't even stand straight, so I'm like,
Yeah,
which is typically my actual go-to. I just like walk around the apartment like.
As you like stop, Morwen's like hunched over, and Finn, as soon as you stop, like just kind of sits down.
All right, these giggle folk.
Giggle folk.
Your attempt is appreciated.
Yeah.
That way, and she points kind of off and into one of the doorways that leads to the walk that you can get to.
All right, come on, you two giggle folk.
Yay.
So you haul Morwen and Finn off to bed again. Shay, are you doing anything?
Probably after a couple hours going a patrol around. I'm just going to do that for the rest of the afternoon.
Okay. Over the course of that patrol, the thing that really strikes you, first of all, Krodik's not back, so he's out somewhere. You would see Meliora, strangely looking more tired than you've seen her in the past. Not a lot of interest going on. You would see Gamble leave and kind of head off, taking one of those like cloud-like things. As he goes, you can see he really tries to like study the ring even as he's leaving. So he's like turning, like trying to look at it. But soon enough, just kind of gone. And maybe 10 minutes after, Meliora follows. But not a ton going on, at least this far through the day. You do see the walk of shame that Morwen and Finn are put on as they walk into the courtyard. You see Finn sit down. Morwen like is hunched over like some kind of a creature.
Frustratingly, like getting them back up. Be like, come on.
Yeah, it's like just trying to shepherd two drunk children. Which basically, yeah, that's what you're doing.
Or just like a big dog that doesn't want to go on a walk, so
Yeah.
you're like dragging them on the leash.
But yeah, you see all that. You can choose to interact if you wish, or just, definitely taking a little bit of a wide berth on this part of the adventure. At this point, Heinrich, you and Carranza, without too much issue, unless there's specific things that you're looking to do, you guys can find a long rest without any issue.
Trying to think of something to give.
I want to do something when I get a chance just
think
to pin that.
I think
for
I'll
later.
wait
Yeah.
till Meliora's stock refreshes tomorrow or something. I can't think of anything at the moment. Before we would go back to Koltaram or to Yorn. That's when I'll.
Edelweiss?
No, when we leave, when
This
Carranza and I
stock.
leave in the morning.
Right,
Before
you
we
said
leave.
Meliora, his stock, though.
Yeah, sorry, Shalice's stock.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll think of something.
Okay. What is it that you wanted to do, Allie?
Okay, I need to talk to Heinrich.
Heinrich's in Colton.
Yeah, there's like a way to talk to him. Isn't there like a way to talk? I would know of the stones.
Yeah.
Yeah, where are the
I
stones?
don't have the stone. Shay has the stone. I think
Oh,
you
can you
gave
get
it
the
to her.
stone? Can you get the stone from Shay?
What do you want to ask?
I just
Just tell me, and then I'll tell her. I'm not gonna go get the stone and
tell
then walk all the way
Tell
back.
Heinrich I need a new butt.
You need a new butt?
Yeah. I lost my butt.
It-
He'll know. Thanks.
Oh my god, why do I should have left you both tied up. Like, walk
I thought you
out.
were gonna be like, should have left you both to die.
Man, it's rough.
Where it's like one night and we just stay up there starving for days.
Walk out and go
Help
look
us.
for Shay to go deliver this message.
Okay. I mean, it takes a little bit of time, but especially if Shay wants you to find her, you would find her.
Yeah, probably go like ask Gamble. Have you seen Shay? Well, actually, no, he's gone now, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah, I guess I would just ask around. Has anyone seen Shay? Have you seen Shay?
Eventually, people would point you to Shay, yeah.
All right, I'd make my way towards there then.
Okay.
Yes, Aka.
Hi, Shay. Do you have the sending stone? Did Heinrich come? He said he was gonna give it to you.
No, he came and collected it from
got
me.
it. Yeah. Morwen and Finn are kind of awake. Did he tell you about that?
I heard about it, yes.
Yeah, so they're kind of awake. Morwen wanted me to tell Heinrich to get her a new butt. I don't know what or what.
What?
Which then begs
Is
the
the butt?
question,
What? Where's the
why are you telling me
Because I came to get the sending stone.
that Heinrich came and collected
Who
from
has
me?
the other one?
Gamble.
Okay.
Gamble, where's Shay? Shay, I need the sending stone. Oh, Gamble has it. Okay.
All right. I guess I'm gonna
Aka
go
is now the sending stone.
ask Gamble to use the sending stone to talk to Heinrich to get Morwen a new butt.
This is a fun game of telephone.
Yeah, I know, really.
Okay, well, thanks, Shay. I'll see you later.
You're welcome.
Enjoy whatever you're doing.
Likewise.
I won't, but okay.
And as Aka walks sadly away, that is where we're going to end for tonight, just because it is already well past 12. Thank you very much for hanging out with us for tonight. It looks like when we come back next week, right? Everybody back here next week? Cool. So when we're back here next week for section. Oh, it's been a week. Session 96. It looks like we were going to play a small game of telephone and then have a message sent to Gamble. Sorry, it couldn't happen tonight. It's
okay. The message is out.
But thank you guys for following along. We really appreciate it. Matt, if you'd like to take it away.
Oh yeah, the sign off duty.
Will Shay finish any of her training ever, or will she just keep training for infinity? Will Morwen and Finn vomit more or less than 10 times each? Will Aka find the Alberon equivalent of Prozac so desperately needs? And will Heinrich and Carranza, or won't they? We'll find out next time.
Oh, that's good. Well, bye.
Yeah, everybody.